pay those raises because lawmakers never find enough money to cover the cost. Northwest Indiana officials say a developer has plans on spending $40 million to build a data center at a former power plant along Lake Michigan. That center will be built at the State Line Generating Plant on Hammond's border with the city of Chicago. You've seen that plant many times. Dominion Resources shut down the coal-burning plant along the Chicago Skyway in 2012 because of trouble meeting federal air pollution standards. Bloomington's struggling downtown arena will keep its name in spite of the sale of the Chicago area Grossinger Auto Group. Canadian car dealer yesterday said it bought Grossinger's 8 dealerships in the Chicago area and the suburbs and the Bloomington dealership, but the naming rights deal for the Bloomington Coliseum will remain. The Grossinger family says after 3 generations of Chicago area car dealing, now's the best time to get out. Now, you may not know this name now, but you will very soon. Brea Beal. Learn to know that name. She sits in a very small sorority of young women. Beal is a star at Rock Island High School yesterday, becoming only the 4th girls basketball player in Illinois history to be named Miss Basketball twice. Beal won the honor last year as well. But here's the kicker. Beal is a junior. She could win it again next year. Only one high schooler, Naperville's Candace Parker, has won Miss Basketball 3 times. Blackhawk woes continue. They fell to the Canucks last night. Bulls back in action tonight. Giants edge the Cubs, and the White Sox spring winners over the Diamondbacks. The news, a service of La Quinta Inns and Suites. 5:08. Check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little. But as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today. So it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I shopped the many highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-471-9807. That's 800-471-9807. 800-471-9807. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Highland Park Ford Lincoln's in the house. Here's Alan Marty.
For 30 years, we've been making people happy with incredible deals and service.
We're the best Ford Lincoln dealers in town.
Because making people happy makes us happy.
No doubt. This is one happy place.
Heck, we just break into dance all the time.
We don't break into dance at the dealership.
Sure we do.
No, we really don't.
We could. Come on, Marty, dance with me.
The Highland Park Ford Lincoln Superstore. Call 1-800-984-9000 or go to alanmarty.com.
Admit it.
Okay, you're a lovely dancer.
Thank you. This is Alan Marty. Deal with us.
At 5:11, how do business travelers win on the road? Well, they stay at La Quinta Inns and Suites. Relax with contemporary lobby makeovers, stylish room designs. Prepare to win at business. Book now at LQ.com. Check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Very latest with Jim Telemonte. Good morning, Jim.
Good Friday morning, like in Aurora. We have closures of 25 between New York Street and Downer and Galena Boulevard. From here, 25 to Stolp Avenue. This is after a fatal police-involved shooting and the ongoing investigation. That area is likely to be shut down for some time. Chicago, River North Hubbard Street is closed. In State and Dearborn, investigation of a fatal stabbing happened about 2.5 hours ago. Southwest side, Pulaski is blocked in the Stevenson Expressway and 41st after a major wreck involving a motorcycle and a semi. Currently, the Chicago expressways and tollways are looking pretty good. Traffic is a service of Cabela's. Don't miss Cabela's great outdoor. Save 20% on all in-stock Coleman camping products and $100 off an Emotion Guster 10 kayak. Plus, save 25% on turkey vests. Shop in-store or online at Cabela's.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, sunshine giving way to clouds, high 44. Cloudy tonight with a bit of snow toward dawn, little or no accumulation, low 32. Tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and colder with a little snow accumulating up to an inch, high 37. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
28 at O'Hare, 33 along the lakefront. Next news at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 on your mobile device. Now available on iHeartRadio. Online at iHeartRadio.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Loyola's theme song or fight song.
Yeah, of course. The iconic Loyola
you
school
know it.
Song.
Get to know it because a miracle happened last night. They won by 1 point against Nevada. They were 11th seed and they beat 7th seed Nevada.
Yeah, not even Sister Jean's can stop the Ramblers, it appears. So I lost all my teams in the tournament. I lost all my money in the market yesterday. But Loyola won, so everything's right with the world.
Exactly. It's the God Squad, and it's the God Girl, Sister Jean.
Well, Sister Jean, you have yet to talk to the team. What will you tell them when you go in the locker room?
Well, I already told them as they came off the court, great game. And they said, one of them said to me, Clayton said, we broke your bracket, Sister Jean. I said, I don't care that you broke my bracket. I'm ready for the next one. And so I believe they are. This is a great feat for us. And I have to say, though, that Nevada did play an excellent game. There's no question about it.
Not really.
Made our team
You don't know
go
anything
up
about
to
basketball,
them,
Sister Jean.
and we did it.
To put a sock
and
in
for
it.
a nice little school like ours, we are just so proud of them, and we have every reason to be, and we'll continue to do that.
Sister Jean,
Did you put a sock in
what's with this us stuff?
Hey, she's part
how
of the
many
team.
points
She's
did
a
you score?
She's a team chaplain.
Yeah, a little presumptuous, Sister Jean.
She's trending still on social media more than any of the players.
I guess I'm still sore that she picked Nevada.
Well,
Yeah.
did you pick Loyola?
No.
Okay, well,
But I'm not Sister Jean.
Well, she says that she has a Cinderella dream bracket that she formed after Loyola got to the Sweet 16.
And what is that?
The Loyola going all the way.
Well, yeah, no, I got that part. I would fill in the blanks.
No, that's what she said.
Oh,
She had
that all the other
backup bracket.
that all the other teams drop out of the tournament and Loyola's
Exactly.
crowned champion. So they play Kansas State on Saturday, 5:00, right?
Yes, and who's going to win that game, Dan? The who is very low on our office pool that we're doing right now. What place are you in?
Yeah,
you
well,
moved up a little bit.
I'm tied for fourth. It's a three-way tie for first. You, Justin, and Keith. I'm in fourth and dropping.
Because you and Gonzaga.
Yeah, they got,
Wasn't it you who said,
they got knocked out by Florida State.
Mark my words, Gonzaga's going to win it all.
And,
did you or did you not say that, Dan Proft?
I don't know if I said those exact words, but I did pick Gonzaga to win it all. So by definition, I expected them to win it all.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost to Florida State.
And then
night.
but it looks like it's a race between you or Justin because you both have Duke. And with how this tournament has gone, boy, Duke is the heavy favorite to win it all now.
I know.
I mean, not that
Well, maybe-
Loyola and Sister Jean's
No,
dream
Loyola.
back.
And the person who made the dream shot, the three-pointer last night, was
Yeah.
Marcus Towns.
It doesn't really get any better than that. Clay made a great play. He got downhill, kicked me to the corner. The guy came flying at me. I just gave him a little shot fake, and I shot it, and it went in. And it was just I mean, that's something you dream about. You're in the Sweet 16, and you hit a big shot like that. It's just amazing. I'm just blessed to be in that position.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun stuff.
It's a big deal. And then the coach, Mosier, Bennett Grad,
Yeah,
you're
Porter
wearing the
Mosier.
hat.
Points in the paint was especially important in the second half. What did you feel like you could exploit in that area?
Well, we did want to go inside. You know, they like to spread you and everything, so we wanted to go inside. We had some tough matchups with our big boy, Krutwig, but Andre Jackson really came in. We went up with Dante at the 5, and we tried to space them, but they're an unbelievably hard matchup.
And he said Bennett Academy rocks, and then he walked off.
Did you hear that textured, detailed analysis of the game? That's what you get with a Bennett grad.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just you get the full analysis. By the way, can I just say something about our tournament here in the office?
Yeah.
I thought that Charles Barkley had the worst bracket in America, but apparently Quinn McCarthy does. I mean, he's got 31 games right, 31 right, 31 points. I mean, as bad as my bracket is, as bad as Mike Scott's bracket
Mike
is.
Scott's is pretty bad.
I mean,
Mike, who did you have only? Oh, but Virginia. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
UVA and then Michigan State, but I've got Michigan, so it'll be Michigan.
Oh yeah, you got Michigan.
I've got a little. I got a little saving grace.
Okay.
Yeah, Michigan.
I still have
Pounded
Michigan alive.
A&M.
Oh,
yeah. Unbelievable.
Yes.
I mean, I just can't get over it. Was Quinn McCarthy picking actual Division I teams that have basketball programs?
I think we slipped him to the Division III bracket.
Or the NIT bracket, maybe, or something. Yeah, but I think I'm going to be the big winner here. Winner, chicken dinner. What do I get, by the way?
Wait a second.
Win.
You're tied with Justin, and you both have Duke to win, so you have to go to the next level. Who do you have in the championship game? Iowa?
Girls Iowa team.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know.
They're playing Duke. It's going to be a heck of a match.
Based on I don't know who knows less about basketball, you or Justin. I assume that's close.
Gosh.
Justin admits that he knows less.
Yeah, it's because he was happy when he didn't make the 5th and 6th grade basketball team.
Oh, he's still.
Yes, he's not bitter about it. He was happy that the coach cut him because he didn't want to play.
He's tall though.
That doesn't mean you're athletic. I mean, I'm sure maybe he's athletic, but that doesn't mean you want to play basketball. My whole life, people always said, so what position did you play? And I said, in what? Curling, on the curling team? It's always, because you're tall, they assume you play basketball. But their assumption was right in my case. But not in my sister's cases. My sister never played, neither of them. They played the instruments. They played the French horn, the flute, and the violin.
Yeah, go ahead and squander the gifts God gave you. Fine. I don't care, Justin. You want to burn in hell? It's fine by me.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, President Trump has his third national security advisor, and it's a friend of the show. And he didn't even have to shave off the stash to get it. I bet you can guess what I'm talking about. But first, here's your forecast. Sunshine giving way to clouds. A high of 44 degrees. And then tonight, snow toward dawn. And then tomorrow we'll have anywhere from a dusting to an inch of snow. So no need to get out the shovel, because then on Palm Sunday, it's going to be mostly sunny and a high of 44 degrees. Yes, Dan, I said snow. Now let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, the calm before the storm. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Good Friday morning, Amy. Good morning, Dan. Congratulations, Ramblers fans. We've got all kinds of issues during the overnight hours, and many are still affecting roadways. Downtown Chicago, Hubbard Street is closed in Dearborn Estate. That's due to police investigation after what's been reported as a fatal stabbing. It happened around 2:30 this morning. Southwest side, there's a nasty wreck involving a motorcycle and a semi. 4100 block of South Pulaski. Pulaski is blocked there. This is between 41st Street and the Stevenson Expressway. And Aurora, 25 is blocked. And down around New York Street, Galena Boulevard is blocked near 25 to Stolp as well. This is for a fatal police-involved shooting investigation. Kennedy looking clear. The express lane set to open on the inbound side after being closed. Edens is good. No delays to report yet on the Eisenhower, the Stevenson, or the Rhine. Bishop Ford, little congestion approach Merge. Tollways are good right now. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Ever hire a plumber at an odd time for an emergency? The hourly rate could send you into cardiac arrest. It'd be nice to have someone on call 24/7 for those once every few year emergencies, but probably not necessary. Now, your business is IT? That's a completely different story. The potential for problems if your IT system isn't properly maintained could be more than those once every few year plumbing backups. For peace of mind, turn to Turnkey IT. Their monthly support contracts will keep your business's computer systems online and running well. No more waiting for an hourly IT tech to get back to you and charging you an enormous after-hours rate. The certified pros at Turnkey will keep your business's computer system online with unlimited on-site and remote support. And for a limited time, you can save up to $500 a month on a support contract, plus unlimited cloud backup at no cost. Get the secure feeling your business backbone is supported by Turnkey IT.
Leave the technical stuff to the pros so you can focus on the important things. Visit turnkey.pro today. Turnkey.pro.
When you're hiring, you don't want to sort through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using our intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Napa know-how. Right now, Mobil 1 Full Synthetic Motor Oil is just $5.99 a quart. Its advanced formula provides maximum sludge protection, defending your engine like a catcher defends home plate. So tell sludge to go kick rocks and get top-notch engine protection with Mobil 1 Full Synthetic, just $5.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer expires 3/31/18.
Picture your son in 10 years. What kind of man do you hope to see? I know you want your son to be a man of character. It's Dan Proft, and I urge you to consider Northridge Prep, ranked the #1 best all-boys school in Illinois for 2 years running, and a top 100 high school in America from U.S. News. Don't miss their open house on March 25th. Northridge Prep is an independent Catholic school for boys in grades 6 through 12 located in Niles. There's no brainwashing that's prevalent elsewhere. They instill the traditional values that you hold as parents. Northridge Prep is all boys with an all-male faculty. They celebrate your son's natural enthusiasm and energy. It's a good place to be a boy. Every teacher is a great role model who gets to the hearts of their students. Their demanding liberal arts curriculum produces well-rounded men with the ability to think for themselves. Grads go on to the best universities, including the Ivy League, and have top athletics and arts programs. I strongly encourage you to attend Northridge Prep's open house on March 25th. To learn more, visit northridgeprep.org. That's northridgeprep.org.
Why do we call it small business? Why not agile business, nimble business, dance circles around the big, bulky behemoths business? Ooma Office, the small business phone solution, has a virtual receptionist to direct calls to the right extension and a mobile app to help you answer while away from the office. About all that's small really is the price, starting at only $19.95 a month. Visit Ooma.com, that's OOMA, or call 866-649-9377 to find out more. Ooma, the phone your small business deserves.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-519-7796. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-519-7796. AM 560.
The Answer. All right, so the great debate last night, or conversation with Dan Proft and Donna Brazil.
Moderated by Bruce Dumont.
Yeah. It was a nice crowd. Thanks to everyone who showed up and
it was fun.
Came out for the event.
It was fun. I mean, Donna was very nice, and she's slick, right? She knows the audience she's in front of, so she does a little bit of the girl from Louisiana routine and a little bit about, we all want a strong America and a little bit of patriotism. I mean, I think that's, I'll give it to her. I think it's genuine, but it was just interesting because I think she soft-pedaled some things that she actually believes. And I also think
to appease the audience? Or?
Well, just to not lead with her chin, which I understand. The other thing that was interesting is she will not admit, because I don't think she's like some kind of radical leftist, but she won't admit that that's what's happened to her party. She just can't bring herself to admit of what the P hats and Antifa means for her party, and so she does this false equivalence of saying, well, we have, she kind of concedes without conceding my point about how radicalized the left is, and they said, well, yeah, but you got your neo-Nazis on the right, as if they're equivalent and they represent similar bases of the party or even parts of the party. So that was kind of interesting, and that was where it got a little spirited, which was good.
In the green room before, I asked her if she wanted the questions in advance, and just to get her reaction. Zing, and she's like,
I've never heard that one.
Girlfriend,
yeah.
Please. But she told me a great story. She lived on the Capitol or near the Capitol, and then she had to move away after living there for 23 years. And I said, why? She said, all the millennials moved in, and that means garbage is everywhere. That means no one's picking up. I go, all the millennials that are Democrats, right? People from your party. And she said, I guess so. So she moved away to be in an area, and I go, like, with more conservative people, probably more Republicans in your neighborhood.
Yeah, she lives in Georgetown, doesn't she?
She lives up near Rock Creek Parkway.
Yeah, Rock Creek Park.
Rock Creek Park. And she has a nice home, nice.
Oh, sure.
And I said,
great.
I said, so they didn't pick up their garbage and didn't not mow. The millennials don't tend to take care of their properties because they don't know.
They don't tend to have any property. They live in their basements.
Adult responsibility.
They live in their basement
until they hoard, keep enough funds because the parents don't charge them rent, and then they go buy property and they don't know how to care for it.
Yeah,
I thought that was a strange.
There's a lot of middle-aged slobs too. There's a lot of middle-aged people that don't.
I can't stand people in my neighborhood that don't. Every week I go with a bag. I'm not kidding you, and pick up garbage on my street. And my neighbor Mike across the street, anytime there's something's clogging the sewer cover, to drain the water, he gets out there, and I love Mike. But I'm just saying
this is fascinating debate analysis.
No, but I was just telling you behind the scenes. She's a lovely
behind the
woman.
scenes about what's going on in Lakeview.
Yeah, no,
with drainage issues. It's
non sequitur Friday.
That hairpin turn you did, you threw me out of the car.
But I think Donna's a lovely woman, and I thought,
she was fun. We had a good time. I mean, I think she got a little irritated with me, but who doesn't?
Oh, hello, honey. And I looked at her like, if you have a problem with Dad, don't worry, you're not alone.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel you, sister.
Yeah.
He thought growing the beard was going to soften that edge.
No,
I think it makes it harder.
Honestly,
yeah,
I
think it does.
You know what?
Yeah.
You're pulling at your hair so much, I think it's going to get longer and longer, and then you're going to have to braid it. And then you're going to be a barista at Starbucks. I mean, where are you going with this facial hair?
That's how this is all the beginnings of the death spiral. This is death throes right here. So get that retrospective that you've got in the hot, as you get ready to go. You better cue that up.
Real quickly, not to be a mom here, but you need to sleep. So I have a pill that you can take so you could sleep for 20 hours.
I don't have any problem sleeping.
You don't have time for it.
Since this is Non Sequitur Friday, this will be our fourth Non Sequitur in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, go on.
I hit the bed and I'm out. So there's not a sleep.
But it's
not an insomnia problem.
Because you didn't sleep at all this week. Because, obviously we had the primary election on Tuesday. Putting a lot on your plate this week.
I remember.
But maybe tonight you can treat yourself to a little Z's.
There'll be plenty of time for me to sleep when I take my permanent dirt nap, which, as we've just pointed out, is imminent.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Oh, we'll talk a little National Security Advisor and also, what's her name? Karen McDougal?
Karen McDougal.
She wants to clear a name that nobody knew until she went on CNN with Anderson Cooper.
And she's found God. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Another godly man. Here's Mike Scott.
32 and clouds. And just like Dan and Amy have told you, we're going to be talking for the next couple of hours about big changes in the government, starting with a bill that funds the government through September that passed at midnight.
The yeas are 65, the nays are 32. The motion to concur is agreed to.
That's the Senate passing that huge spending bill last night, narrowly avoiding what would have been a third government shutdown this year. The turnover continues at the Trump White House. President tweeting yesterday the National Security Advisor, H.R. McMaster, will be replaced next month by former UN Ambassador and friend of the show, John Bolton. Rumors of McMaster's departure came up last week. The city of Atlanta is investigating a cyber attack that may have impacted thousands of residential and business customers. Outages reported yesterday on computer systems for online bill paying. Some hackers are saying they're going to hold some of that information hostage. A 16-year-old girl who was shot at a Maryland high school this week is being taken off life support.
She's brain dead and has nothing, no life left in her.
Jalen Wiley's mother telling reporters her daughter was being removed from life support and that they will move forward. The founder of Toys R Us is dead 1 week after his company said it was shutting all of its stores. The toy chain CEO confirming that Charles Lazarus died at the age of 94 yesterday. Lazarus formed Toys R Us about 70 years ago, retired as CEO in 1994. Much of the Chicago area prepping for another round of snow, just a dusting to an inch or so for us. Major snow in central and western Illinois. Chicago police are investigating a deadly stabbing in the River North neighborhood early this morning near State and Kinsey. No arrests have been made. 2 are dead after a motorcycle crashed into a semi-tractor trailer on Chicago's southwest side. Police continue to investigate. The dancing continues for Loyola, headed to the Elite Eight. Marcus Towns, 18, leading the Ramblers over 7-seeded Nevada. In the South region in Atlanta, they will take on Kansas State. Former Illini head coach Bruce Weber next. Mayor Emanuel already attacking challenger Gary McCarthy by tying him to President Trump. However, McCarthy responded by pointing out that Emanuel accepted $50,000 in contributions from Donald Trump in 2010 and hasn't returned it. Chicago sports found the Blackhawks falling to the Canucks last night 5-2. Bulls back in action tonight hosting the Bucks. The news a service of Cabela's. Don't miss Cabela's Great Outdoors. Save 20% on all in-stock Coleman camping products. $100 off and a Motion Guster 10 kayak. Plus, save 25% on turkey vests. Shop in-store and online at Cabela's.com. 5:34, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher explains why Trump's approval rating is going up.
Phony, plastic, fake politicians just read scripts. They're not real. They're not authentic. This is what is so appealing to so many people about President Trump. His authentic delivery, his authentic self.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, a family tradition since 1897.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom, and I'll be your server tonight. Just to let you in on some of the specials that we currently have. First is a wild-caught heart disease served on top of a bed of onset diabetes with an arthritis dressing. Second, we have our chef special. It is a sautéed obesity served 2 ways with a side of gastrointestinal issues. Anyway, can I go ahead and get you guys started with some drinks?
I don't think we're hungry anymore. Thanks, though.
At Calitrin, we don't believe in drugs or stimulants, but rather products that are powerful and connect us to the natural world. That's why Calitrin is 100% all natural and the #1 choice for healthy weight loss for over 20 years.
Hi, I'm Danny, and I'd like to say that I lost 8 pounds while I'm on Calitrin.
My name is Linda, and I've been on Calitrin now for about a year, and I've lost 48 pounds, and it's helped my arthritis, so I really recommend Calitrin.
Visit us at toploss.com or call 1-833-TOP-LOSS.
5:36. Let's get an update on the morning ride in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. The latest on those travel times. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. We see delays now on the inbound ride from Cermak to the Burn Circle. It is 21 minutes, 95th to downtown. Outbound, there's road work at 87th, 3 left lanes. Bishop Ford just a little congested approaching the merge. I-57 still okay. Edens, Kennedy, Eisenhower looking good right now. Inbound Stevenson, tight Cicero to Kedzie. 36 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive. On the southwest side, Pulaski is closed from the Stevenson south to 41st after that major wreck involving a semi and a motorcycle. We have closures in Aurora at 25 between New York Street and Downer, and also of Galena Boulevard in that area for investigation of a police-involved shooting. In downtown Chicago, Hubbard is closed. River North, Dearborn to State, for investigation of a fatal stabbing. Traffic is a service of Cabela's. Don't miss Cabela's Great Outdoors. Save 20% on all in-stock Pullman camping products and save $100 off the Motion Guster 10 kayak. Plus, save 25% on turkey vests. Shop in-store or online at Cabela's.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Jim, thank you. Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Sunshine will give way to clouds, a high of 44. That snow starts overnight about a half to 3/4 of an inch in spots, dusting in others by morning. And then a little more snow on Saturday for us here in the Chicago area. South and west, much heavier accumulations, up to 3 inches of snow in Kankakee, around Morris, and more snow as you head further south. 27 tomorrow night, sunny and cold on Sunday, a high of 44, currently 28. Next news at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Hey, don't be caught without the facts. Listen to me, Sean Hannity, this afternoon at 2, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, I may owe Quinn McCarthy, who is currently last in our pool in the office here, an apology. If Kansas, because he picked Kansas to win it all, and I forgot Kansas is still in the tournament. I always assume that they'll lose by, the Sweet 16. They play tonight.
Right.
So his championship pick could go further than my championship pick, and at that point...
Honey, your champion pick is out. It's
I know,
over for Gonzaga.
But they're playing their Sweet 16 game tonight.
Okay.
So we'll see if Kansas goes further. If they do, then I'll never watch another basketball game again. I'll give up the sport entirely. So he does have that, and he has Purdue, and those I think are the only two teams he picked correctly so far.
Right, so far.
Yeah.
I didn't pick Purdue because Chet Kopic told me at East Bank Club the other day. He goes, "Hey, Jacobson, come here, Chet Kopic here. Purdue never does well in post-tournament play." And I said, okay. So I have Texas Tech. No, I had Purdue losing in the first round, but I do have Texas Tech advancing to the Elite Eight. So hopefully that will happen tonight. I hate to cheer against the Big Ten, and my parents both went to Purdue, but
boy,
sorry, Mom, Dad.
I'm
going
know.
with Texas Tech.
I don't know how I'm going to break this to Rick Mount. Boy, all right. I'll work on that. All right, so yesterday, Karen McDougal is her name. You didn't know it until about 48 hours ago, but she wanted to make sure she cleared her name with you. That was the ostensible purpose for the interview with Anderson Cooper?
Yes, she sat down for an extensive interview with Anderson Cooper, as you call him, Gloria Vanderbilt's son.
Well, I don't call him that. That's what he is.
Yeah, and she was talking about, damages to her reputation, things like that.
I don't know how damaging it would have been. You've seen the other stories about him. It didn't hurt him. So could it have been damaging politically speaking? Probably not. However, I think it could have damaged maybe family. I don't know. But, it depends on who you ask. It definitely could have damaged. I don't know. With that illegal campaign fund, I think that definitely would have damaged. But the rumor of, somebody's rumor or someone saying you had an affair or a relationship, does that really damage people?
She's very articulate. What the hell is she talking about?
I'm sorry, that was the wrong soundbite. She was talking about how if it had come out before the general election that he had an affair with her, would it have ruined his chances of becoming president?
Obviously not.
No, it didn't. And she let everybody know that she's on our team. She's a Republican.
I voted for the president. I voted for Donald. Why would I want to damage him? That's my party, Republican Party. That's my president. I did not want to damage him or hurt him in any way, shape, or form. But I also didn't want to put out the story because I didn't want my reputation to be damaged. I care about myself as much as I care about anyone else's reputation or personal life. But like I said, I was more excited about this modeling contract, this big deal of writing for these magazines, and who knows where that could have went. I love fitness, I love health, and that's where my focus was.
We all love health.
So she was hired as the health and fitness writer at National Enquirer, which was kind of a catch and kill agreement. So Donald Trump, he's friends with the owner of the company, got her this job. It was kind of we'll keep you here so we can control you. And they paid her $150, and she had to sign a contract saying she will only $150,000.
Yeah,
saying that she will only talk to them and only give them an interview. So now she's suing the National Enquirer to get out of that.
So I'm confused. I understood that she wanted to come forward and go public so as to clear her name, but then she just said, I didn't want to come forward because I was worried about my own reputation.
Nobody knew who she was, except if you're in inner circles, until she came forward.
So then, so why is she coming forward?
To tell her story. And she talked about how Donald Trump...
No, I know that. I know what she's doing by
Right.
coming forward. Why is she doing it?
on advice of her attorney. She's got a little story to tell. Here's, the dichotomy of their relationship.
After we had been intimate, he tried to pay me, and I actually didn't know how to take that.
Did he actually try to hand you money?
He did. He did, and I said, I just had this look of...
That's it?
I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it. The look on my face must have been so sad because I had never been offered money like that before, number one. But number two,
more,
I thought,
always
does
more.
he think that I'm in this for money or why I'm here tonight? Or is this a normal thing? I didn't know, but I looked at him and I said, that's not me. I'm not that kind of girl. And he said, oh, and he said, you're really special. And I was like, thank you.
She said they had a loving, caring relationship. They were together for almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
And when she did go on trips, she'd meet him all over the country. He would pay her cash for her plane ticket. So she would book the flight, pay for it on her credit card that he'd reimburse her.
So she is that kind of girl, then.
She has found God.
You also have your conscience. Like I said, I'm a different girl today. I've, returned to my roots of my faith, spirituality. I'm going to church. I'm involved in ministry. It's not where I'd want that to go,
Okay.
But the creepiest thing, and I don't know if you'll think this is creepy, but
I'm trying to. I'm.
You're trying to find a reason why she's coming forward, and so am I.
Yeah. What is the point of all this? Let's stipulate that they had an affair. Let's just, for the sake of argument, that they had an affair. Okay. That's bad. I'm not defending the president on that, and we've talked about this before. His boorish behavior of his past is something that's been documented in the tabloids for 30 years, so I can't feign surprise. That doesn't excuse it, but I also don't really understand what the point of, although I think I have an idea,
money.
What the point of some of these women are, her and also the porn star. These are, is she an aggrieved party, or what is the exact point? Is she just trying to make right because she has had a conversion experience? Okay, fine. I don't know. Maybe she has. We talked to somebody yesterday who says, he understands that Trump has had a conversion. He is a born-again Christian. I don't know that. I'm not familiar with that. Maybe that's true. I don't know. And this is a way to make amends for prior sinful conduct. I don't know, but I'm just not hearing a rationale. I guess that's my confusion.
Yeah, and I watched the whole thing. It was a consensual, loving relationship in her mind. And a lot of times, President Trump...
And this is a consensual, loving relationship that took place when?
In 2006. So he was seeing Stormy Daniels and her,
mm-hmm.
and still married to Melania, who had just given birth to Barron.
So, okay, so... All right, so
and he flew her to New York. She went to the Trump Tower. She went to golf tournaments with him.
And this ostensibly would be readily, easily to prove, right? She's
got records from the plane tickets.
Okay.
But it got a little creepy, and if you're eating breakfast, stop.
Uh-oh.
No, there's no pictures, no text sexting, but when he would often compare Karen McDougal to his daughter, Ivanka.
He's very proud of Ivanka, as he should be. She's a brilliant woman. She's beautiful. She's, that's his daughter, and he should be proud of her. He said I was beautiful like her, and, you're a smart girl, and there wasn't a lot of comparing, but there was some, yeah. I heard a lot about her.
Well, she's also, how old is she? She's like
the same age.
Well, no, she can't be older than her 40s.
No,
Right. So there's
She looks like she's 25. All women do.
Yeah, no,
They're
I
29.
understand. Sure, like a fine wine.
But and no word yet. I mean, it's all green light for this Sunday's interview with Stormy Daniels.
Yeah.
Which is going to air on 60 Minutes with same man.
Right, and so
Anderson Cooper.
So we're going to have more interviews with people that Trump allegedly had an affair with that is without point other than to make that one?
You know, I don't know where they're going with this.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, look, we understand people's reactions to this stuff these days. Most people are saying, oh, you can be engaged in moral turpitude privately, and I don't care about that because it's just what you do as a public official. Of course, those things inevitably bleed over because character is destiny, and I don't know why that's so challenging for people to assimilate. But
she did get emotional when talking about Melania and said she was sorry, that she felt bad.
Okay. All right. So is that
maybe this was cathartic for her?
Was that the point?
Her coming forward. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. She said, again, she's found God. She's a new person. Karen McDougal today wouldn't do what Karen McDougal did 10 years ago.
Okay, well, if that's the rationale, and I'll give her the benefit of the doubt that she just wants to set the record straight because she feels her name is inevitably going to come up because of the swirl around the president with Stormy Daniels and Summer Zervos and whoever else, and so she just wants to get out front of it. Okay, I guess you can scratch out a case for that, and I'll, give her the benefit of the doubt. But I just think this is not going to be as powerful as Anderson Cooper thinks it's going to be.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Forecast for today when everybody is celebrating the Loyola Ramblers' 1-point win over Nevada. We're going to have sunshine for this celebration. A high of 44 degrees. Tonight into tomorrow morning, we're going to get anywhere from a dusting to an inch of snow. A high Saturday, a brisk 37. It will be breezy, too, with a wind chill. It'll feel well below 32 degrees. And then for Palm Sunday, mostly sunny, a high of 44. Let's get into our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Any hot spots? Here's Jim Talamonte with the answer.
Literally, Amy, in Shanahan, we've got a fire in a commercial building. This is South Northern Illinois Drive, just to east of US 6. This is west of 55 in that area. We had a fire to what we've had affecting the roads in the early morning hours. A stabbing, a shooting, and a major wreck. Southwest side of Chicago, Pulaski remains closed from the Stevenson south to 41st Street. The nasty collision involving a semi and a motorcycle. Downtown, River North Hubbard is closed, Dearborn to State after a stabbing. And Aurora, there's a closure of 25 between Downer and New York Street after a police-involved shooting. This also has Galena closed between Lincoln Avenue and Stoll. Expressways, fairly routine at this hour. I'm Jim Talamonte, the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. The main thing we learned from the 3,000-plus school walkouts that occurred and those already being planned for April 20 is who's in charge of K-12 education in America. And that should frighten you more than your average 18-year-old with a rifle or a violent video game. Those pillaging America's schools like Malcolm McDowell and his droogs in A Clockwork Orange are in charge of our schools, not attending them. It's zero tolerance on the one hand and tolerance of everything, including thuggery, on the other. If you're a white kid who scrawls the square root sign evoking a gun on a math assignment, then bring in Jack Bauer and put him on the clock. If you're a minority kid, say in Parkland, Florida, you can threaten to shoot up your school and no one will say anything. Under the guise of racial equity, schools are moving to remove disciplinary consequences for certain students and take discretion away from law enforcement in the process. Neither are teachers immune from the imposition of leftist orthodoxy. Just ask the California teacher put on administrative leave for hazarding a thoughtful discussion with her class about the politics of protests ahead of the walkout. With the politics being pushed on their kids, now is a good time for more parents to wake up and walk into their kids' schools for a healthy stop, look, and listen.
People have long associated the Ozinga name with concrete, but truth be told, Ozinga has always been on a quest to create a better world. We want to help you build your business so you can provide for your family, create better jobs, and build your community. It's why we constantly engineer better concrete, haul raw materials, and supply cleaner fuel. Together, we can positively impact the places where we live, work, and play throughout the Chicagoland area. To learn more, go to ozinga.com. That's OZINGA.com.
So, you're a truck driver, a clutch cowboy, a wrangler of the road. At Ozinga, you are exactly who we need. Concrete truck drivers. People who aren't afraid of a little adventure and hard work. If you're tired of monotony and are looking to build something that matters, then come build with us. At Ozinga, we are building our families, our communities, and our country. Apply online today at ozinga.com. That's OZINGA.com.
Squirrely is a hard-working squirrel that enjoys life to the fullest, eager to take on new challenges and experiences alongside Starlet, his soulmate, and the love of his life. Read Squirrely the Squirrel and Starlet and see the world through the eyes of a newborn squirrel. You'll delight in the antics of Squirrely, Starlet, and their little family. A heartwarming adventure that teaches family values. Beautifully illustrated, a great story-time read. Squirrely the Squirrel and Starlet from Larry Friend. Available now at litfirepublishing.com. You will fall in love with Icy the Iceberg, the new, highly original children's book from Larry Friend. Follow Icy on his incredible journey, beginning his life as a sparkling snowflake and emerging as a beautiful blue floating iceberg. Icy the Iceberg is a joy for parents and kids alike. Experience together the fun creatures Icy encounters along his journey from snowflake to iceberg and back to snowflake. Kids will learn the complexities of the water cycle in a way they'll really enjoy. Icy the Iceberg, available now at litfirepublishing.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Oh, okay.
Quickly on Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels et al. Chris and Aurora, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good.
This is kind of where I think I'm at. I want to try to put some contrast here and compare Bill Clinton to Trump. When Trump was running for office, it was pretty clear what we were voting for. We knew what we were getting involved in. And there wasn't like an attempt, the way the Clintons have tried over the years, to the internet, any news story, hide people like Paula Jones or Anita Broderick.
Yeah, Jennifer Flowers came out during his run.
Oh, yeah,
which is fine.
Yeah.
But see, I'm trying to say, like, if when Trump was running, we knew this is what we're voting. We knew his character. Where all of a sudden on the side, when all of a sudden we want to talk about the Clintons, and I'm not trying to, try to make what Trump does right. What I'm saying is that at least he's forthcoming. Where on the other side of the fence, the Clintons are like, we need to make sure these people disappear. So that way we don't have to talk about this no more.
According to Stormy Daniels, they did threaten her with physical abuse if she didn't keep quiet.
Well,
and that'll come out on Sunday. So
yeah.
We'll see how that all kind of comes out of the wash. Because wait a minute, I mean, Sean Hannity diligently went to those women that were involved with the Clintons and interviewed them, and were able to get some solid. There were some real life-threatening things there. Where this, I don't know if we're ready to go that far and say that this is what actually occurred with this woman yet.
Thanks for the call, Chris. Yeah, I mean, look, Trump has not really addressed the Stormy Daniels thing. He hasn't addressed Karen McDougal. He's made kind of blanket denials, but
he countersued her $20 million.
Well, that's for breach.
Yeah.
That's a sort of a different thing. But so I don't know that he's come clean totally. But
and people knew what they were getting into with Bill Clinton. And they voted for him anyway. People knew what they were getting into with President Trump, and they voted for him anyway.
Yeah, I think that's right.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Message and data rates may apply. Warranty good as long as you own your mattress. Details at nectarsleep.com.
When we told the mattress industry we were going to create the most comfy mattress the world had ever seen, they said, no way. And when we said we'd offer our memory foam mattress at a price that's hundreds less than the showrooms, they said, yeah, right. So we went one step further and said we'll let customers enjoy it for a full 365 nights with free no-hassle returns. They said, you're crazy. And when they said, what else are you going to do, offer a warranty forever? We said, that sounds like a great idea. We're Nectar, and we make the mattress that's keeping the mattress industry up at night. Enjoy a better night's sleep with a better mattress and even better value. For $125 off our already low price, plus 2 free Nectar pillows, text COZY to 234234 or go to nectarsleep.com. Text COZY to 234234. COZY to 234-234. Nectar for sweet, sweet sleep.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
5:57. Let's get an update on what's happening on the roads this morning. The latest details in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the 8-inch, it's all clear at this hour. Kennedy inbound. Now we see a little bit of a delay. The River Road toll to Canfield. It's 22 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound fine at 20. On Eisenhower tight, Manheim to Harlem. 32 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound fine at 29. Northbound I-55, heavy 53 to 355 with a crash. Then it's slow County Line to the Tri-State at Harlem to Pulaski. 41 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound okay. Ryan is 21 minutes, 95 to downtown. Bishop Ford, 17 minutes, 80-94 to the merge. Northbound Tri-State, a little heavy at 290. There's a closure on the southwest side of Pulaski from the Stevenson to 41st after a major wreck. Closures in Aurora around 25 on New York Street. Fatal shooting. Traffic service of Lowe's. Pro customers at Lowe's save 5% every day when you use your Lowe's business credit account. That's 5% on all purchases in-store or online. Subject to credit approval, U.S. only. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues. After a full update from Fox News and your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, clouds increasing with a high 44. Then it will be cloudy through the night. A bit of snow toward dawn. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour after midnight. Little or no accumulation expected, a low 32. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 28 at O'Hare, 32 along the lake. The news, a service of Ace. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. Ace has top-rated paint, award-winning service, and can match any color. Plus, there's that extra mile promise. Get everything you need to paint in one trip. Or they'll bring you what you need, and delivery is free. See acehardware.com for details. Only at Ace, the helpful place. 5:59. Here are the stories we're following on AM 560, The Answer. Much of the Chicago area preparing for another round of snow, heavy stuff to the south and west. Chicago police investigating a deadly stabbing in the River North neighborhood near State and Kinsey. 2 are dead after a motorcycle crashed into a semi on Chicago's southwest side. Loyola headed to the Elite Eight after a win over 7-seeded Nevada in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. 1 person dead and 2 officers hurt following a shootout in west suburban Aurora. Governor Bruce Rauner's path to re-election lies in Texas. Mike Madigan and J.B. Pritzker's past. Blackhawks' woes continue. They fell to the Canucks. Bulls back in action tonight, hosting Milwaukee. More Dan and Amy after Fox. WIND Chicago News Time. 6 o'clock.
The government won't be shutting down. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The yeas are 65, the nays are 32.
That Senate vote after midnight gave final approval to a $1.3 trillion budget bill. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, the spending bill, which funds the government through September, is on its way to President Trump's desk. It boosts military and domestic spending and needed the support of Democrats because some Republican budget hawks opposed the bill. Republican Senator Rand Paul expressed his frustration in a picture of himself holding the 2,200-page bill on Twitter.
This bill will give us $1 trillion deficit this year.
Congress was facing a deadline tonight to avoid a government shutdown. The president expected to sign the bill. Dave.
Rachel, China is threatening to retaliate with higher duties on apples and pork and other American products after President Trump announced $50 billion in tariffs on some Chinese imports. He's been saying China's ripping us off for years.
It's probably one of the reasons I was elected, maybe one of the main reasons.
Fears of a trade war have sent stocks plunging. Futures are down the morning after a 724-point Dow nosedive. Markets also falling overseas, more than 3% in China, 4% in Tokyo overnight. Another change in the White House. H.R. McMaster is out as National Security Advisor. John Bolton will replace him next month.
Some people just find it difficult to deal with opinions they disagree with, and unfortunately they tend to take it personally, but that's not how I see it.
Bolton was U.S. Ambassador to the UN under President George W. Bush. The 16-year-old girl shot at her high school in Maryland Tuesday is brain dead, and Jalen Willie's mom said last night,
"She will not
make it. We will be taking her off life support.
The shooter was also a student. He died after a school resource officer shot him. In New York City, a fire broke out in a Harlem building where a Bruce Willis movie is being filmed. A firefighter was killed and 2 seriously injured. Fox News, fair and balanced.
On AM 560, The Answer, your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
Hi, I'm Darla from Cintas.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. We have so much to do. I need fire extinguishers, right?
We'll place them for you and be out for regular inspection.
Great. And what about my new hires?
We'll get them into uniforms and keep them looking sharp.
What about this first aid cabinet?
Fully stocked.
It wasn't this morning.
It is now. And so are the restrooms.
Wow, Cintas really seems to know what we need.
You said it.
Oh, I'm ready!
Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
GoToMeeting is the collaborative meeting tool trusted by over 18 million monthly users. But how do we make the concept of 18 million more real for you? Well, if you wanted to travel 18 million miles, you could go to the moon and back 36 times and still have a few miles left over for a detour. $18 million could buy you 4.5 million non-fat iced lattes, which would keep you caffeinated from now until the end of your career. Or if you took 18 million standing desk breaks, well, you'd probably be in great shape. Visit GoToMeeting.com to learn why so many people trust us to help them get work done.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a SelectQuote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I shopped the many highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-471-9807. That's 800-471-9807. 800-471-9807. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Abilify, Wellbutrin, Seroquel, Rexulti. These drugs are commonly prescribed for depression treatment. 2018 can be the year you win the war on depression.
New year, new you.
Drugs for depression can be dangerous, have side effects, and really just mask the problem. TMS therapy treats the source of your depression. Cure or remission is here. HBR centers are proud to bring TMS therapy to Chicagoland and Milwaukee. Millions have been treated, and the results are outstanding.
TMS therapy is drug-free and non-invasive.
How does it work? TMS therapy uses safe, small magnetic fields, similar to those used in an MRI. They stimulate and activate mood centers, causing long-term medication-free relief. It's FDA cleared and covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross Blue Shield and Medicare. Make the call, ask questions, bring an end to your depression. HPR centers in Chicagoland and Milwaukee.
800-604-0208. 800-604-0208.
HPR centers. Go to endmydepression.com.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Amanda Zanger, owner of Black Industrial and Safety Supply in Hammond, Indiana, and a business customer of Signature Bank. Prior to owning my own business, I worked for a major financial institution. So when it came time to finance the acquisition of Black, I approached a big bank, only to receive a solid no. That's when Signature Bank stepped in. With Signature Bank, the process was different. Signature provided creative financing options that enabled me to purchase Black and continue to grow the business. Thanks to Signature Bank, Black Industrial is able to continue serving Fortune 500 industry fabricators and contractors with tools and safety supplies as we have since 1893.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Turnkey IT.
giving you the freedom to focus on your business while they handle the technical stuff. Turnkey IT.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Again, big thank you to Bruce Dumont, who moderated last night's debate, Donna Brazil, who provided a spirited debate, and all of the Morning Answer listeners who showed up and forewent the Loyola game to attend our little confab.
Well, truth be told.
Not including you.
Well, I had to excuse myself into the hallway where somebody was watching the game on their iPhone, so we watched the last 2 minutes of the game.
No, it's quite all right.
When Marcus Towns, drained the three-pointer and
perfectly
Loyola won.
Perfectly acceptable.
Is that okay, Dad?
Perfectly acceptable, but thank you. It was a fun event. Appreciated everybody who came. Now,
nice crowd too.
Sacramento police are involved in a controversy after a police-involved shooting that resulted in the death of a 22-year-old black man named Stephon Clark.
Yes, and he was unarmed, but he was wreaking some havoc in the neighborhood. In his grandma's neighborhood, he was allegedly going up to cars and punching in the windows and taking items from the car.
If you approach the window, all I can tell is he's got a hoodie on. He's looking into another car.
So he went on a run. He knew police were after him. He was hopping over fences, and you can see that from the infrared camera from the helicopter because it was nighttime, so take that into account. And they caught up with him in his grandmother's backyard. And within a split second, they said, put your hands up, gun, and then they unloaded 15 to 20 rounds. But here, listen for yourself.
Show me your hands, gun.
And after that, they waited 6 minutes because they were talking to him over the fence to make sure he wasn't still armed and still dangerous.
We can't go over there and get you help unless we know you don't have the weapon.
Yeah, well, so he's in the backyard. It's pitch black. They've got flashlights underneath their guns. It's tall grass. They're, I don't know, from the video, maybe 15 or 20 feet away from him, and they're kind of at the corner of the house, and he's on the back porch, effectively. But you have helicopter aerial kind of infrared camera that shows him hopping fences from neighbors to his place, and then they're coming up the driveway, and he runs away from them.
Right. And they asked, put your hands up. But, it was a split second, not even a second when they said, hands up, gun, boom, 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 because they thought the cell phone was a gun, and that has happened so many times. I remember in Iowa City, he was a white guy, cops were there, and he had a big old-school black cell phone, and they thought that was a 9mm. He was shot. It has happened before. But protesters took to the streets yesterday. Mm-hmm. They shut down a highway. And for the first time ever, protesters shut down an NBA game. They were in front of the Sacramento Kings arena.
Well, if you call that an NBA game.
Well, and it was so bad because the protesters said, join us or go home. So Sacramento police came in there and said, no one's coming in tonight. So pretty much they played the game, but to an empty arena.
Which is how the Kings always play their games.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. But the owner of the Sacramento Kings went to midcourt and made a statement.
We here at the Kings recognize that we have a big platform. It's a privilege, but it's also a responsibility. It's a responsibility that we take very seriously. We recognize that it's not just business as usual, and we are going to work really hard to bring everybody together to make the world a better place.
Okay, make the world a better place.
With our own community.
Make the world a better place.
Starting with our own community.
That make a world a better place. And I think he's a Silicon Valley guy, by the way. Silicon Valley, the actual TV show, spoofs all these Silicon Valley guys and these champagne socialists who practice capitalism.
They say they're going to make the world a better place.
Everything is about making the world a better place. It's a laugh line, and it should be. But okay, so there's that. But back to what actually happened. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi tweeted out almost immediately, sickened by the senseless shooting that ended the life of Stephon Clark. His life mattered, and he should be alive today. I extend my condolences to his children, family and friends, hashtag Black Lives Matter, and of course Black Lives Matter and the NAACP are decrying this police-involved shooting.
They want the police officer who fired the shots arrested and charged with murder because that's what they think happened.
That's not what the video shows.
There was no time for him, even if he had a gun. I mean, listen,
There's no time for him, even if he had a gun.
Even
to
if
do
he had a
what?
gun, to drop the gun.
Show me your hands. Get your gun.
Show me your hands. Oh, gun, 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 gun. And so the guy said gun, and then boom, he started shooting because he thought the cell phone was a gun.
You don't know what movement Mr. Clark made.
You're right.
Show me your
saying,
hands.
Gun.
Show me your hands, and then whatever he did, gun, gun, gun.
And then boom, 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 boom.
Right.
They are so, but here's the sticky wiki on this story.
Okay.
So then the sergeant shows up, or the supervisor, and they all say, and you can hear them saying, "Hit mute," and they're like, "Hit mute." So they all turn off the audio on their body cameras, so they're getting their story straight of what happened, and it's not being recorded. You see them all standing around in a circle discussing what happened, but that doesn't bode well. I mean, we have body cameras for a reason, right? So that we could see the video, so that you could clear your name, and we can hear the conversation after the shooting to clear your name. So that didn't sit well with the community, with Black Lives Matter people. I mean, I love police officers. You know that. I'm a big law enforcement fan, but sometimes they make mistakes.
Well,
they don't mean to. I don't think that he purposely woke up this morning. He's like, I'm going to kill a unarmed black person today.
Well, right, exactly.
But 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA if you have a quick comment.
You know, you have to watch the video, and it's not really dispositive, I don't think, but you also have to put yourself, you know, everybody wants to put themselves in the position of Stephon Clark. He didn't have a gun. He was afraid, and so he ran, and the police shouldn't have shot him, and he shouldn't be dead. Okay, well, no, I don't want Stephon Clark to be dead either. I don't think those police officers want him to be dead. They get a call from a neighbor. He's doing things, that he shouldn't be doing. The police run up the driveway and tell him to stop. He chooses to flee instead. Now he's put himself in a pitch black backyard with police chasing him, and they put up your hands, and whatever he did, they clearly believed gun, 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 and they opened fire.
In one report, it said that police thought he was lunging towards them.
Well, you know, you look at, you know, you're trying to locate him and locate what he's doing as you're at the corner of that house, and after he's fleeing. And so this is, I mean, obviously, what this conversation, we've had this conversation before. First thing you do, don't flee a police officer. This is the first thing you do. If they're coming up the driveway and they say stop, if he goes down and says, or puts his hands up, then I'm telling you it was over.
This is an example. I mean, my kids were ding-dong ditching over the summer in Woodbury, Minnesota. And I heard a siren. I thought, oh my God, I bet those are my kids. And they were running from police. I'm like, do you know that they could shoot you? Don't run from police. You could die.
Mike on the north side.
Parenting tips.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Dramatic. All right.
Non sequitur Friday. Okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
Good morning, Dan. Nice to see you did elope with Donna Brazil. You came back to work.
She's too good for me.
Yeah. Hey, Amy, at any point during this confrontation, did this person have enough time to surrender? It's all on them. It's all on them. It's all their fault. Forget committing crimes and taking police on these chases, and then when it ends badly, because you don't follow a legal, lawful order from a police officer, you wind up dead. I've shedded no tears over this guy.
Well, all right. Thanks for the call, Mike. I mean,
he has 2 kids and a wife he's leaving behind.
Yeah, you know.
Protesters chanting, a phone is not a gun.
Yeah.
A phone is not a gun.
Well, right. I know. Put yourself in the position of those police officers in that context, and it's just so much more difficult. I don't want this young man, father, to be dead. Nobody does. Nobody does. But again, police have a job to do, and they also have the right to protect themselves. you put them. What he did. It's unfortunate, but what he did, from what I see, is put police in a very difficult situation. Tom in Oswego.
Hi, good morning, Danny and Amy. Yeah, I grew up with lots of friends whose fathers were police officers. First thing they tell us is they never ever want to pull a gun, and if you pull your gun out of your holster, plan on using it. Don't use it for intimidation. The second of all, this gentleman was breaking the law and then running. I'm not saying that he should have been shot, but when you do those two things, bad things happen.
Yeah.
And I wish they would teach kids at a very young age, when police officers ask you to do something, just do it. I got stopped yesterday for speeding, and I got a warning ticket, but I didn't jump out of the car and start driving away and then going on a police chase.
Well, how
I don't know.
How did you get a warning ticket? I never get a warning. I always get the ticket.
Come on, Tom.
I'll tell you, Dan, what happened. He asked me how fast I was going. I admitted I was doing 45 and a 35. He came back and said, I'll give you a warning because you were honest.
Well,
Wow.
Wait a second.
Dan's honest. He goes, I was going 119
Yeah.
and a 65.
I was honest
and
about that.
then they arrested him.
Exactly. I couldn't have been more forthright.
I think there's different levels of honesty.
Yeah, I suppose. Thanks for the call, Tom. Mike in Melrose Park.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, you guys have said it a couple of times, and it's been said on the news. He was a father of two. What kind of a father of two is out at night breaking car windows?
Well,
what was that all about? My dad didn't go out and do that.
No, I hear you, Mike. Thanks for the
feed
call.
The family. No, Lord knows. We don't know where he was, like why he was. It was 9:00 at night on Sunday.
Yeah, he was doing things he shouldn't do. Certainly some neighbor thought so, because that's how the police got there in the first place. So again, so whatever he was doing that he shouldn't have been doing unlawfully, yeah, that's a problem. I agree. And no one is suggesting that justifies shooting him. I just go back again to the context. And part of this is this antagonism towards police and the Black Lives Matter narrative that you've got bands of police officers roving the streets looking for unarmed black men to shoot. That creates unnecessary fear among people like perhaps Stephon Clark, that the police are coming, so they're going to kill me, so I got to run. Rather than surrender. If you're breaking a car window, then you're going to get arrested for damage to criminal property, for trespassing, for vandalism, etc. Maybe theft, I don't know. But you're going to live. Police officers are not looking to take people out. Okay? They're looking to enforce the law and protect their safety in so doing, which are both legitimate positions to take.
One of the officers, they're both on a paid administrative leave. One of the officers, a 2-year veteran, while the other spent 4 years with the department. Both worked in law enforcement an additional 4 years at other agencies before coming to the Sacramento Police Department.
Yeah,
their names haven't been released yet.
I mean, these situations. It's a terrible situation, but it's terrible that this man lost his life, and believe me, I don't know, but I'm going to make a supposition that I think those police officers think the same thing. I think they are beside. I suspect they are beside themselves that they killed this young man and that they thought a cell phone was a gun, that they made a mistake in terms of what they saw, even though in the context it's not on them. I mean, it's a terrible thing.
Awful.
Philip in Blue Island.
Maybe one shot like the bomber in Austin. Maybe one shot like the school policeman that killed the guy that you say they're taking this young lady off of life support. Maybe one shot, maybe 2 shots, 20 shots.
Yeah.
For breaking windows.
First of all, they weren't meting out justice for breaking windows. Secondly, as you probably.
What were they meeting for?
No, they were meting out, METE. They were not meting out justice. They would say, he broke windows, so we're going to pump you full of lead, which is sort of what you're implying. That's not what they were doing. Number one. Number two.
Can you tell a cell phone from a gun?
Sometimes in the dark.
Did you see the video?
different excuses.
Did you watch the video?
But again,
did you watch the video?
Bomber,
did you watch?
Bomber, not yet.
Okay.
A bomber
Right.
gets one shot. A
No.
bomber gets one shot.
No, the bomber, the bomber actually blew himself up. Thanks for the
I
call,
understand
Phillips.
that, but one of the officers shot one shot.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Philip. And I think Philip called
Did
me.
he just call you
an
the A-word?
a-hole or something? Oh, Philip, you haven't watched the video, have you? Here's the other thing. Since you wouldn't let me finish, Philip, because you want to interrupt with your Black Lives Matter patter. As we've talked about before, and as everyone should know, this is not a Dirty Harry movie. One shot. I don't know how many rounds I fired off.
Well, that's their whole point of contention with Laquan McDonald. Laquan McDonald, they couldn't take him down. They kept firing shots.
This is not winging people. This is not, do you feel lucky, punk? That's not how it works. It is shoot to stop. If I open fire, I'm going to expend all the bullets in the weapon. That's what you do. This isn't Hollywood. This isn't a video game. This isn't target practice. This is about stopping what you believe to be a mortal threat, Philip. I'm sorry, who's the a-hole? Jim on the south side.
Hey, how you doing? I'm a retired Chicago police officer, and this is the same mantra that's been going on for decades. You don't blame the offender, you blame the police. Just like the shootings with the guns. You don't blame the shooter, you blame the gun. And it's an easy way for them to keep on with the lack of accountability on behalf of anybody.
Thanks for the call.
It's just, you're welcome.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks for
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Forecast this weekend, the first weekend of spring, and it's going to feel like winter around here. Today, sunshine, few high clouds, 44. Tonight and into tomorrow morning, we're going to have some snow, anywhere from a dusting to an inch of snow. Really cold tomorrow and windy. A high of 37 degrees if we're lucky. Cooler along the lake. And then Palm Sunday, it'll be mostly sunny, not as cold, a high of 44. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte. How is it in Shanahan?
Shanahan, right on. Amy and Dale, it's been quite a challenging time for police and fire. Fire in Shanahan affecting the area off US 6, a bit west of 55. Though 6, we're told, is open there. And now there's a multi-alarm blaze in Kankakee affecting Indiana at Hickory. And in River North, Hubbard is closed, Dearborn Estate, after a stabbing. In Aurora, it's closure of 25 to New York Street and Downer after a police-involved shooting and the ongoing investigation. Southwest side, police have Pulaski blocked in the Stevenson and 41st after a major wreck involving a truck and a motorcycle. Kennedy, 24 minutes O'Hare to downtown. The Ike, 36 minutes, 390 to the Circle. Stevenson, 41 minutes, 355 to the Drive. The Ryan, 25 minutes, 95 to the Loop. And Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Looking to secure financing on a new home? Then you need to call Team Hochberg. Mitch contacted the nation's largest online lender, obsessed with their Rocket for a VA mortgage, but was overwhelmed by their ridiculously high closing costs. So he called Team Hochberg, which he should have done in the first place. Team Hochberg secured Mitch a lower rate with substantially lowered closing costs. When securing a VA loan, you can contact the largest online lender who finances the millions of dollars promoting their Rocket through higher rates and closing costs, or you can call a trusted local lender, Team Hochberg, at 312-751-1333, who values the sacrifices you made for our country and has substantially lower closing costs and interest rates, because guess what? We don't have a Rocket. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com.
Pearl Mortgage and Equal Housing Lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee 4358 and MLS 19186.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I was always just sort of feeling tired. And so I said, maybe this will just help in overall vitality. But in the past couple of years that I've been taking it, I find my energy has been great. I've been sleeping better. I don't get the cravings for junk food as often as I used to. I really attribute it to the product. It's so easy to use. Even if I want to take a capsule for my daughter and I just pull it apart to mix it in some juice or something, it's just something I'm very grateful to be able to incorporate. I really love the product. I think it's made such a difference.
Generally feel better, generally have better energy and more stamina. Breathing is easier, walking is easier. You're not in pain anymore, all right? I could go on and on.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
The following is a paid political announcement.
For decades, our country has lived through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. Our factories were shuttered, our steel mills closed down, and our jobs were stolen away and shipped far away to other countries, some of which you've never even heard of.
And who's responsible for those lost jobs? Career politicians. Senator Joe Donnelly profited from Mexican labor, and Congressman Todd Rokita and Luke Messer, they voted to fast-track Obama's trade deals. Donnelly, Rokita, and Messer let Indiana jobs go to China and Mexico and sat on their hands. We can't trust them to bring good jobs back. Businessman Mike Braun, conservative, Christian. Mike Braun will help President Trump make America stronger than ever before.
I'm Mike Braun. I approve this message.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
When you're hiring, you don't want to sort through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using our intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Napa know-how.
Right now, Mobil 1 Full Synthetic Motor Oil is just $5.99 a quart. Its advanced formula provides maximum sludge protection, defending your engine like a catcher defends home plate. So tell sludge to go kick rocks and get top-notch engine protection with Mobil 1 Full Synthetic, just $5.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer expires 3/31/18.
Squirrely is a hard-working squirrel that enjoys life to the fullest, eager to take on new challenges and experiences alongside Starlet, his soulmate, and the love of his life. Read Squirrely the Squirrel and Starlet and see the world through the eyes of a newborn squirrel. You'll delight in the antics of Squirrely, Starlet, and their little family. A heartwarming adventure that teaches family values. Beautifully illustrated, a great storytime read. Squirrely the Squirrel and Starlet from Larry Friend. Available now at litfirepublishing.com. You will fall in love with Icy the Iceberg, the new, highly original children's book from Larry Friend. Follow Icy on his incredible journey, beginning his life as a sparkling snowflake and emerging as a beautiful blue floating iceberg. Icy the Iceberg is a joy for parents and kids alike. Experience together the fun creatures Icy encounters along his journey from snowflake to iceberg and back to snowflake. Kids will learn the complexities of the water cycle in a way they'll really enjoy. Icy the Iceberg, available now at litfirepublishing.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on, or are we going to take a phone call?
No, go ahead.
All right, coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Former Governor Rauner continues to insult conservatives while Governor-elect Spalding, will he depose Mike Madigan before November? We'll discuss at 6:36.
And later, how much does a mother really work? How many full-time jobs does a mom have? It will surprise you. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
32 degrees, keeping our eyes on a terrorism-related incident in southern France this morning at a supermarket, a Super US. The agency, France Press Agency in Paris, says the terrorists apparently belonged to ISIS. They took an unknown number of hostages, many according to local police, after a shooting incident today. AFP also quotes security sources saying a policeman was hurt in a second shooting in southern France that may be related. ISIS has claimed responsibility for both incidents. President Trump expected to sign a bill today that funds the government through September.
The yeas are 65, the nays are 32. The motion to concur is agreed to.
That just happened in the Senate, where they passed along that huge spending bill that has conservatives and middle-of-the-road Republicans divided. Included in that thick bill is funding for stage 1 of construction of a massive border wall. The turnover continues at the Trump White House. The president tweeting out that National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster will be replaced next month by former UN Ambassador John Bolton. Much of the Chicago area prepping for another round of snow, dusting to an inch for the metropolitan area, but south and west, 1 to 3 inches. Further south and west, 4 to 8 inches of snow. Chicago police are investigating a deadly stabbing. It happened in the River North neighborhood this morning. No arrests have been made. 2 are dead after a motorcycle crashed into a truck on Chicago's southwest side. The 2 riding the motorcycle were killed. That incident remains under investigation. Loyola headed to the Elite Eight after Marcus Towns scored 18 to nudge the Ramblers into the Elite Eight with a 69-68 win over Nevada. Kansas State is next. Lawyers for family members want answers after viewing video of a deadly police shooting in Elgin along the Jane Addams Toll Road. It was the shooting of DeCynthia Clements. Lawyers for the victim's family say they plan to file a lawsuit. The House Ethics Committee has concluded that Democratic Representative Bobby Rush's use of an office in his congressional district without paying rent is a gift exceeding House rules. Committee says Rush used that Chicago office or allowed others to use it for 25 years. Committee says Rush is required to repay the gift's value over $14,000, and he must vacate that office or begin paying market rent. Blackhawks, well, their woes continue. They fell to the Canucks last night, 5-2 at the UC. Bulls back in action tonight, hosting Milwaukee. Giants beat the Cubs in Scottsdale. Also in the desert, White Sox winners over the Diamondbacks. Yoan Moncada homered in the winning effort. The news service of Ace. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. Ace has top-rated paint, award-winning service, and can match any color. Plus, there's the Extra Mile Promise. Get everything you need to paint in one trip, or they'll bring you what you need, and delivery is free. See acehardware.com for details. Only at Ace, the helpful place. 6:34, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager reacts to Hillary Clinton's comments.
I want people on the left to understand something. Almost half this country feels about Hillary Clinton as you do about Donald Trump, with the big difference that we have a reason to. She and her husband traded in money for favors while in power. Donald Trump never did anything like that.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Don't miss Cabela's Great Outdoor Days. Save 20% on all in-stock Coleman camping products and $200 off on a Pit Boss 820 Deluxe pellet grill. Shop in-store or online at Cabela's.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I had this crazy thing happen with my eyesight. I went back to get my contact lenses done, and my optometrist, and I'm 46, he said, "This is really weird, but your eyesight is better." I'm like, can't believe it, but I think it's these vitamins I'm taking.
I'm a huge believer in the product. I've tried lots of stuff, and this is the only real thing that I've ever, because of all these comparisons with all the other stuff I've had, this is by far the best thing, and consistently.
We're so healthy now on the Balance of Nature. There's no words to say how well it works.
Doing good on it, really. I'm feeling my skin is softer, and I feel good.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
It is 6:36. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. In Aurora, 25 remains closed. New York Street and Downer for investigation. A fatal police-involved shooting there, and Delana is blocked from Stolp to Lincoln. Southwest side of Chicago, Pulaski is blocked off from Stevenson south to 41st. after a major wreck involving a semi and a motorcycle. Northwest side, there's a rollover affecting Pulaski at Berto, north of Irving Park. Kankakee, there's a 3-alarm house fire. Indiana and Hickory. Edens is 25 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 19. Kennedy, 25 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, outbound 26. While Eisenhower delays. Manheim to Austin, 39 minutes. 390 to downtown, outbound 30. Stevenson, 42 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 25 minutes. 95th to the Loop. I-57, 17 minutes. I-80 to the Merge. Bishopport, 18. Outbound 17 after a car fire, 103rd. Northbound Tri-State is heavy. I-80, 163rd Street toll. The Stevenson to Ogden from the Reagan Toll to North Avenue. Traffic service of Lowe's. Pro customers at Lowe's save 5% every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit Account. That's 5% on all purchases in-store or online. Subject to credit approval. U.S. only. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Sunshine will give way to clouds, high of 44. Cloudy with a bit of snow toward dawn. Little or no accumulation, 32 for a low overnight, 37 tomorrow. Up to an inch across much of Chicago and the Collier counties. South and west, up to 3 inches in Morris over to Kankakee. A lot more than that further south and west. A low tomorrow night of 27. Currently 28 at O'Hare, 33 along the lakefront. Next news at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 on your mobile device. Now available on iHeartRadio. Online at iHeartRadio.com.
Hey, Joe Walsh here. Remind me, why did we put Republicans in charge of Congress? Can anybody tell me? We'll talk about it when freedom returns at 5.
So, former Governor Bruce Rauner is still insulting conservatives.
Well, he's back. What did he do now? Because yesterday, or no, was it Wednesday? He was vying for conservatives. He wanted us.
I will listen to their ideas. I want to find common ground on the issues that divide us. Most importantly, I want to bring us together on the issues that unite us.
This statement from Steve Reich, who's a state representative from Woodstock, Republican. Whew.
A Rauner Republican or a Jeannie Ives Republican?
He's a conservative.
Okay.
The most mendacious thing said in a campaign filled with mendacity came last night when Bruce Rauner said, "I'm honored and humbled by this victory." He should be humbled. He should have lost. Honor? Calling Jeannie Ives Madigan's favorite Republican may have swayed enough people to put him over the top, but the smell it leaves behind is the smell of mendacity, and it will carry through to November.
Wow. This is good. Read on.
He's not done. Yeah.
Great.
A friend of mine observed early on that Bruce Rauner looks at members of the General Assembly, especially the Republican members, as employees at a company he just bought that he wouldn't have hired had he been in a position to do so in the first place. That pretty much sums it up. So, Governor, now that we're stuck with you, here's a little bit of advice. You need us more than we need you. The only way you can win in November is if Republican House candidates drag you across the finish line. But for that to happen, you're going to have to check your ego at the door and accept the General Assembly as a co-equal branch of government and admit that we don't work for you. Yeah, it's coming together nicely.
That is awesome. Did you tweet that out?
It's in capital facts, but I'll tweet it, sure.
I mean, that puts him in his place. Because there's a bit of arrogance about him.
Oh, is
I mean, he
there?
acts like humble, Harley riding.
Yeah.
You know, I'm an everyday guy.
Yeah.
But he's a liar. And this is my favorite. He said this. This is what Bruce Rauner said after the election. He insisted that he still doesn't have a social agenda. Saying, quote, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I do not have a social agenda. You've never, ever seen me or heard me or watched me advocate on social issues. I've never done it. Okay.
Well, then it must have come to me in a nightmare. A press conference that Bruce Rauner had last fall announcing he was signing taxpayer funding of abortion on demand for all 9 months of pregnancy, and, you know, couching it as I believe in a woman's right to choose and so on and so forth. But
that's a social agenda.
he had a press conference to announce he was signing that bill, so that's advocating on behalf of his position on that moral issue, and becoming the first governor in the history of the United States to initiate taxpayer funding of abortion all 9 months. But he doesn't have a social agenda. He has the most radical social agenda of any governor in the history of the United States. Sanctuary state. That's not a social agenda. If I don't talk about it, or if I deny that I talked about it, then the fact I actually signed the legislation into law means I don't have a social agenda. Who needs a social agenda when he just adopts the social agenda of the cultural Marxists? Right? He doesn't have to have one. He just has to ratify theirs. So that lying will continue. It's not going to work. His own party, the rank and file members of the General Assembly, aren't with him. He continues, as does his paid off shills, continues to insult conservatives while again mouthing the words "unite the party," and that's why he's former Governor Bruce Rauner. And okay.
Well, yesterday,
no problem.
Governor Rauner was at the Ace Sign Company in Springfield, and reporters asked him, hey, have you spoken to Jeannie Ives yet? And he said, our team reached out yesterday to set up a call. So far, that has not succeeded.
Uh-huh.
So I know that you know people and that are in part of the campaign, the spokespeople for Jeannie Ives. Have they reached out?
What do you want to talk about?
No, have they reached out? Has Rauner's people reached out?
I don't know. I mean, but the kind of the protocol is so silly. This is what idiot, like Rick Pearson, drunk idiot members of the Chicago Press Corps obsess about. What is there to talk about? Let's get to the substance. You're a pathological liar because you're a traitor, and you and your flacks are just running around insulting conservatives and lying about it.
Right. I mean, he sent his people out on election night, people like Pat Brady, to alienate 341,000 people.
You talk about a bigger story. There's a group in Illinois called the Illinois Policy Institute, Liberty Principles PAC. It's Dan Proft, John Tillman. These guys put on a big rush for Jeannie Ives to go after Jim Durkin. And it's a Republican. It's time for Republican donors and lawmakers, everybody in the state that wants a Republican to win, to start ignoring these people. Because when he ran for governor, Dan Proft, in 2010, he got 7%. Put Jeannie Ives and the rest of these candidates up. Most of them lost. This is not good for the Republican Party. We need to get back to the middle, quit being on the fringes, and these people that have just been really bad for the Republican Party the last 4 years, Dan Proft, John Tillman, this whole crew, they need to go away.
Yeah, fringes.
They need to go away.
Fringes. Jeannie Ives got 341,000 votes against an incumbent governor. The incumbent governor got the lowest vote total of any incumbent Republican governor since 1928. 51-49 race. That's the fringes for Pat Brady and for the Rauner camp. Pat Brady's a mouthpiece for the Rauner camp. Okay, fine.
Pat Brady had said earlier in the night that he didn't think Jeannie Ives would even get 40% of the vote. And he was real wrong.
Jeannie Ives was a three-term state rep from Wheaton. She still is. Steve Reich is a state rep. Peter Breen is the House Republican floor leader. He endorsed Jeannie Ives. Margo McDermott is a conservative state rep from Will County. She endorsed Jeannie Ives. Tom Morrison is a conservative Republican state House member from Palatine. He endorsed State Senator Tim Bivens, State Senator Kyle McCarter, State Representative Alan Skillicorn. Shall I go on? Boy, I tell you, the fringe is a pretty big group, it turns out. Maybe not enough to overcome a $50 million fire hose of mendacity, to borrow from Steve Reich. Just barely didn't. You were able to, buy off and take advantage of the ignorant and the willfully blind just enough by less than 20,000 votes to squeak Rauner through, Pat and company. So congratulations, and continue talking. Continue showing us who you are. Continue trying to marginalize what is the majority of the party, because there's a lot of conservatives who voted for Bruce Rauner because they're willfully blind and ignorant, I'm sorry to say. But otherwise, if they had actually been engaged and informed, they wouldn't have. But that's to your advantage, apparently. Okay, fine. You better take a hard look at the House Republican caucus and the Senate Republican caucus, Pat and Bruce and company, as you attempt to excommunicate conservatives from the party. I'm happy. You can have the Rauner Republican Party, the Rauner Republican Party that nominates Nazis for congressional seats. You can have it. I don't want any part of it. So Godspeed to you. You guys got it all figured out. Don't need any help. Don't want conservative members of the General Assembly. Don't want conservative grassroots. Not a problem. Not a problem. So then it's just very clear. I just want this to be very clear that the election result in November will be completely owned by Pat Brady and Bruce Rauner and that little cabal that team, that governor's office, that governor's campaign, because you don't need. They
want you to go away.
Don't
They
need
just
and
need
don't
to
want.
Go away.
And then all those candidates that the likes of me and John Tillman and others have been instrumental in recruiting. All those primary candidates who won, who were replacing the 10 of the 15 House Republicans who voted for the tax hike. A lot of those are candidates that the likes of me and John Tillman and others backed. And a lot of the candidates that are challenging to pick up House seats to depose Mike Madigan, they think that's what you want to do. That's what you say you want to do. They were recruited and they're backed by me and John Tillman and the likes of us. So you want to excommunicate all those candidates too? Well, then you're not going to have anybody running against suburban Democrats for the most part. Not in pickup seats and not in the opportune pickup seats especially. So no problem. You guys got it all figured out. You got Bruce's checkbook. Tell you what, here's what happened. Somebody came along with a bigger checkbook. Spalding did.
Yeah, he did.
And so you think that you guys are squared away, then super fantastic. Super fantastic. I just want to establish this because whatever happens in November, I should say, understand that it will be wholly owned completely and entirely by Camp Rauner. So I don't want to hear the conservatives didn't unite and conservatives didn't get together. They said get out. They got it. So take it. Take it.
Do you think of any of the 341,000 people who voted for Jeannie Ives are going to vote for Bruce Rauner?
Of course. I'm sure some of them will. They'll play the lesser of two evils game. Fine. Whatever. Whatever. Fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But if you do, just understand that you're doing it in spite of what Pat Brady and Tim Schneider and the other Rauner Flax, Camp Rauner wants. They got it. They got it.
But
they don't need you.
Right. But it's like choosing between two Democrats. Democratic Governor Bruce Rauner or, his challenger, Pritzker, who's more liberal.
And let me tell you something. If I was Spalding with that sexual harassment suit that was filed against Madigan this week, I would move with the progressives, meaning the cultural Marxists, in the Democrat Party from the city that are in safe seats. I would enlist, and they're not necessarily so tethered to Madigan. I would move with them. I would, make the rumored commitment formal, the $2 million per legislative race that Pritzker is going to support the vulnerable incumbent Democrats with and challenger Democrats to seats, Republican seats they think they have a chance at. And I would say, look, I got your money backfilled. We've got the base of the party, the cultural Marxist base of the Democrat Party squared away. It's time for us to push Madigan out because that's the only definition the Republican Party has, the Rauner Republican Party. The only definition they have other than nominating Nazis for congressional seats is we're not Mike Madigan. They define themselves in the negative. Right. So if you remove Mike Madigan from the equation,
wow, that's a great idea.
Then it would be Spalding getting credit for pushing Madigan out, and then you're looking at, just a route, a bigger route than is already on the horizon. That's something that I'd be interesting if Spalding is considering it, because if it was in his position, I would.
I want to have a cup of coffee with him, Dan.
A fudge.
Maybe you could have some candy and fudge.
A fudgicle. David in McCook.
Happy Friday, guys. Now I finally figured out where the insane clown posse got their name from. Illinois Republicans.
There you go.
These idiots couldn't run a lemonade stand without screwing it up.
Thanks, David.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Europe and the United States avoiding a trade war, at least for now, and a House committee calling for Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg to testify. Those stories next.
This is Jack from Banyan Hill. You like freedom? I do. You like money? I do too. If you like freedom and money, then you're gonna love Freedom Checks. You see, over the next few months, an estimated $34.6 billion is up for grabs to anyone who stakes their claim. Yep, you heard right. $34.6 billion. To get all the details, just go to www.myfreedomchecks.com. Thousands of people are already lined up to cash in. Take Doug, for example. He's a 46-year-old from Joplin, Missouri, who's set to get a check for $24,075. And if Doug can do this, I've got a hunch that you can too. But here's the thing. If you want a chance to grab your full share of this $34.6 billion payout, you must have your ducks in a row by April 1st. So don't wait. Get over to www.myfreedomchecks.com before the April 1st deadline. That's www.myfreedomchecks.com.
The European Union will be among the U.S. trading partners spared from higher tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. That move avoids the risk of a trade war with the EU, which had threatened to strike back with more tariffs on some U.S. goods. The leaders of a key House committee have declared Facebook officials failed to properly answer questions about the privacy scandal that is now raging around Facebook. They want CEO Mark Zuckerberg to testify before the panel. Congressman Greg Walden of Oregon and Frank Pallone of New Jersey say the latest revelations regarding Facebook's use and security of user data raise many serious consumer protection concerns. And today we'll have the latest report on durable goods orders and new home sales. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Grant in Algonquin, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning. Thank you for your show, Amy and Dan. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm so disappointed and upset. What are we going to do in November? I can't cast a vote for Rauner. I did that once, and, well, yeah, that went really well.
Yeah.
I mean, and J.B. Pritzker, you know, he's got his eye. He knows he's going to blow away Rauner. He's going to be governor. He's got his eyes on the presidency. That's what's going on with that guy. But I tell you what are we going to do? Can we do a write-in for Jeannie? Can we?
You can write in. You can skip the race. Yeah.
People last night were telling me, please have Dan run as an independent for governor.
No.
And that's a thought. I mean, we were only short 20,000 votes. That's really not that much for Jeannie Ives. And I mean, she came out of nowhere. Really, no. I mean, unless you're really deeply involved in Illinois politics. That you wouldn't. Who is this?
You didn't know her 4 months ago. Yeah, that's right.
She generated so much drive among, this party. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, write-ins, they don't work. But
right.
What do we do if we don't want to follow, Rauner with casting votes for abortion and casting votes for. A sanctuary state and
then
casting votes for funding the Chicago public schools. What do we do?
It's real simple. You don't follow him. I mean, it's this Mark Kirk redux, except worse. This guy's much worse. So you don't participate. I skipped the Mark Kirk Senate race in 2016, and I'll skip the governor's race in 2018. Thanks for the call, Grant. Appreciate it. You don't want to follow him? Don't follow him. Plus, he doesn't need us. They got it, Grant. Don't sweat it. They got it all figured out over there at Camp Rauner. They got geniuses like Pat Brady and Tim Schneider. They're senior strategists. They know what they're doing. They got it figured out. Don't you sweat it. They don't need us. Just let them do their thing. Upstream-ideas.com, premium content that complements what we do each morning on the show. Long-form interviews and our Against the Current series. Podcasts of our Illinois Rising program covering state policy and politics. My 60 Seconds of Sanity commentaries. And don't forget, follow, Heart of the Matter, which features professional women speaking collegially about the salient issues of the day. All of that premium content can be found at upstream-ideas.com.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text RADIO to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. Text RADIO to 82,000. That's RADIO to 82,000.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I was surprised at myself how much energy I had, and I'm doing 2 jobs, running around like a maniac, and I was able to handle it. Really, I'm like, wow, this stuff is really good. So, more than anything else, it just gave me the extra energy and the well-being, feeling of well-being that I don't think I would have without it.
Well, I take it every day, and I feel great. And my wife looks at me and says, how come you never get sick? And I do. It's because I take the fruits and veggies.
I just feel a lot better. My life is turning around. Everything is working for me.
It just helps me feel good. I just think the products are wonderful, and I take them every day. I just like it. It works.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Songs have been written about it, wars have been fought over it, and just holding it in the palm of your hands is magnificent. Silver and gold have been bartered, bought, and sold for centuries, and now is the time for you to invest in one of the most recognized financial assets and ensure your portfolio is guarded against inflation and a declining dollar. For such an exclusive opportunity and investment, put your trust in Kedzie Coins. Kedzie Coins is an accredited precious metals dealer member with family roots in the heart of Chicago. And as members of the Professional Numismatics Guild, they are committed to the strictest standards of excellence and ethics. With one of the largest selections of gold and silver bullion minted in the U.S., Kedzie Coins is your destination to buy American. Visit one of their 3 locations, Kedzie Coins and Jewelry on 59th and Kedzie in Chicago, What a Gem Jewelry and Coins in Berwyn, or the flagship store, Broadway Jewelry and Rare Coins in Bradley, just north of Kankakee. For questions or to set up an appointment, call 773-436-0777.
Just because you're in pain doesn't mean you have to stay in pain. If you're suffering from backaches and arthritis, safe, soothing, odorless Topricin Pain Relief Cream is for you. Topricin, that's Topricin, will also help your everyday aches and pains, joint pain, muscle cramping, carpal tunnel, and much more. For over 25 years, Topricin has been helping people just like you feel better. With 11 natural biomedicines, patented Topricin Pain Relief Cream targets the underlying inflammation that causes pain and discomfort. We don't just mask pain like the competition, we actually help bring real relief. Topricin is so sure you'll find our products beneficial, we're offering a 100% money-back guarantee. Topricin Pain Relief Cream is available at CVS, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, Myers, Harmon's, Wegmans, Kinney Drugs, and at thousands of independent pharmacies and natural markets. Pay them a visit and ask for Topricin by name. Pain-free, live-free. Topricin. Rub it in.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll talk to our friend Brett Baer at 7:07 about the newly minted National Security Advisor who gets to keep his mustache, as well as big spending House Republicans.
And later, being a mom is the equivalent of how many full-time jobs? You'll be surprised. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here is Mike Scott.
Police investigating 2 killed in a motorcycle versus truck crash in the city of Chicago. Loyola edges Nevada in a sweet win, while Mayor Emanuel attacks Gary McCarthy. WIND Chicago News Time is 7 o'clock.
More terror in France. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A hostage-taking drama. Fox's Simon Owen is live in our European bureau.
Dave, French police saying officers have surrounded a supermarket in the small town of Trèbes in southern France, following reports a man had taken hostages and unconfirmed reports that he's pledged allegiance to ISIS. A police source saying at least one hostage has been killed, although the mayor of Trèbes says all the other hostages who were in the supermarket have now been freed. The incident believed to be still ongoing. A short time before the siege began, a police officer was shot and injured in another town close by. Dave?
Simon, fear of a trade war may lead to more losses on Wall Street. Futures are down the day after the Dow's 724-point plunge. Markets also nosedived in Asia as China threatens to charge more for some American products after President Trump announced $50 billion in tariffs on some imported Chinese goods.
We're doing things for this country that should have been done for many, many years.
After midnight, the Senate gave final approval to a $1.3 trillion bill to fund the government through September.
This could have been written by President Obama and liberal Democrats.
Some Republicans, like Senator Rand Paul, oppose it, saying it'll blow up the deficit. Republicans who supported it say it gives the military a needed funding increase. Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer calls it a darn good bill. A New York City firefighter is dead, battling a blaze that broke out late last night in a Harlem building where an Edward Norton movie was being filmed.
They encountered heavy fire. They did the best they could. Fire continued to advance. Units were forced to back out of the building.
Fire Commissioner Daniel Nigro, 2 other firefighters were seriously injured. 2 firefighters were killed in York, Pennsylvania, and inside an old piano factory that partially collapsed. The 16-year-old girl shot at her high school in Maryland Tuesday will be taken off life support. Jalen Willie's mother says
she's brain dead.
The now dead student who shot her was an ex-boyfriend, and he was shot by a school resource officer. Fox News, fair and balanced.
32 degrees at 7:02. On AM 560, The Answer. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. Much of the Chicago area prepping for a round of snow. Most of us in the Chicago area will likely be able to keep the shovels in the garage. However, if you travel just a little bit south and west from Morris through Kankakee, 2 to 3 inches of snow expected, 4 to 8 inches of snow expected further west and south. Chicago police are investigating this morning a deadly stabbing in a River North neighborhood near State and Kinsey. 2 are dead after a motorcycle early this morning crashed into a semi on Chicago's southwest side on South Pulaski Road. The 2 riding that motorcycle were killed. Loyola headed to the Elite Eight. Marcus Towns scored 18, leading the Ramblers to a complete game victory over Nevada, 69-68.
They don't quit. They're resilient. It's different guys, different nights. You saw Dante make a shot, then Clay make a shot, and then Andre and Marcus down the stretch, the free throws with the big 3, with Marcus with the big 3. It's been this way all year long.
Loyola head coach Porter Moser, Clayton Custer, and Andre Jackson each had 15. Kansas State and Bruce Weber are next. Lawyers for family members want answers after viewing video of a deadly police shooting of DeCynthia Clements along the Jane Addams Tollway earlier this month. 1 person is dead, 2 police officers are hurt following a shootout overnight in Aurora. Authorities say the victim first fired shots at the officers as he was pulled over on East Galena Boulevard. One of the 5 Wheaton College football players accused of hazing a teammate in 2016 is pleading guilty, but only to a misdemeanor battery charge. Noah Spielman entered that plea in DuPage County Court. He'll pay a $250 fine. January and February apparently set tourism records in Chicago. The city announcing hotel demand was up 12.5%, while occupancy increased more than 7%. 6 new hotels have opened since February of 2017. Blackhawks fell to the Canucks 5-2 last night. Giants beat the Cubs 4-3 in Scottsdale, while the Sox were winners in the desert over the Diamondbacks. The news, a service of Ace. Ace is the helpful place with the helpful hardware folks. Ace also has top-rated paint, award-winning service, and can match any color. Plus, there's that extra mile promise. Get everything you need to paint in one trip, or they'll bring you what you need, and delivery is free. See acehardware.com for details. Only at Ace, the helpful place. 7:04. Check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity reacts to the Russia investigation.
The House Intel Committee have now ended their 14-month phase of this Russian investigation. It confirms that the media and Democrats have been flat out lying to every American for over a year with their breathless, hysterical reporting.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Are you stuck in a bad home mortgage? Well, join the club that has about 10 million other American families.
but I may be able to help you. My name is Lou Bridges. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Lou Bridges and Associates. We've been helping distressed homeowners like you for over 8 years now. Give us a call. We provide free consultations. I guarantee you it will not be a sales pitch. We will give you our honest legal analysis, counsel, recommendations, and advice regarding your options.
We are experts in doing loan modifications successfully. We know the regs. We understand the process. Most importantly, we don't take no for an answer. We fight. We are prepared, and we win. We save houses. We make houses affordable. So if you want to keep your house affordable, contact us.
Go to bridgeslaw.net or call 224-513-1231. That's 224-513-1231.
Remember, people, never give up the land. Fight for truth and justice. You do that, I guarantee you'll never be alone in this country.
I'm having that 6:59 feeling again.
What?
You know, that mini panic attack right before the workday starts when you're sure you've forgotten something?
Nope, that's my favorite time of day. I work with Cintas, so I always know we're ready for the workday. They handle our uniforms, fire extinguishers, first aid, safety training, floor mats, and restroom supplies.
I think I need to call Cintas.
They might just make a morning person out of you.
Oh, I'm ready! Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
A list of things that will let you down today. Your alarm clock, C-store coffee, public transportation, the office elevator, the sandwich you packed for lunch, the fifth floor printer, your cell phone battery, the shoelace you swore you double knotted, your hard drive, your backup hard drive, and of course, the weather. Brighten your day with something you can actually count on. GoToMeeting is the easy-to-use collaborative meeting tool that 18 million monthly users trust to help them get work done. To learn more about how you can meet better, visit gotomeeting.com.
7:07. Let's get an update on that ride to work. In the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center this morning, here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Aurora, 25 remains closed between New York Street and Downer. Investigation of that police-involved shooting, and this also has Galena closed between Stolp and Lincoln. Southwest side Pulaski is blocked from Stevenson south of 41st after the major wreck there. 8094 Northwest Indiana is jammed westbound from the toll road Ripley with crash blocking a couple of lanes. The northbound Tri-State has delays Archer to the Mile Long Bridge, from the Stevenson most of the way to 31st, and from the Reagan Tillway to North Avenue. Southbound Tri-State traffic is a little bit heavy Balmoral to the Irving Park Toll. Eden's 23 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 20. On Kennedy, 38 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 21 from Montrose, 15 on the Express. Outbound, it's a 5-minute delay, Austin to Sayre. About Eisenhower, 46 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 31. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to the drive, outbound 37. Ryan, 27 minutes, 95th to downtown. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, sunshine giving way to clouds, high 44. Cloudy tonight with a bit of snow toward dawn, little or no accumulation, low 32. Tomorrow, cloudy, breezy, and colder with a little snow accumulating up to an inch, high 37. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently, we have 28 at O'Hare, 32 along.
One. And so I believe they are. This is a great feat for us. And I have to say, though, that Nevada did play an excellent game. There's no question about it. Made our team pull up to them.
They shot like 20% from three.
Yeah, and then the Ramblers
Sisters,
went on.
you want you to learn something about basketball before you go spouting off about how Nevada
Ramblers
plays.
went on, a 12-point run right before the half. Because when I stopped watching the game so that I could attend your event, Dan, we were down by 12. And so when I heard that we were up at halftime, I was like, great. And then at one point in time, Loyola was up by 12. And then towards the end of the game, it was one Marcus Towns who shot the game-winning three-pointer with 6.3 seconds left in the game to seal the deal.
It doesn't really get any better than that. Clay made a great play. He got downhill, kicked me to the corner. The guy came flying at me. I just gave him a little shot fake, and I shot it, and it went in. And it was just, that's something you dream about. You're in the Sweet 16, you hit a big shot like that. It's just amazing. I'm just blessed to be in that position.
Yeah, in the huddle before that play, Porter Mosier laid out the play, and then he said, "What's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you guys?" And then he looked at Marcus Towns, and Marcus Towns said, "I'll make it." And so then
Oh, wait. Was it that last night or was it the movie Hoosiers?
I can't remember. The good news about Loyola moving on is we get more Sister Jean internet memes.
Oh, we do.
Because those are the best. The Sister Jean internet memes is the best thing about the tournament.
And she's, again, trending on social media. She's number one on, people love her. They love her more than the team, but the team is so likable, too, because they're humble, down to earth.
Yeah, like
and I
underdog.
really want them to win.
Humble and lovable. And trending down is Quinn McCarthy in our office pool here, who is holding out hope that the one team that he picked that is actually still in the tournament, Kansas, continues to win because he's got them winning it all.
There's a
and
chance.
Then you and Kosick.
Look who's number one.
Yeah, you and Kosick.
Amy Jakobson.
Both have Duke to
and
win.
Justin and Keith, but Keith's done. But yeah, Justin and I both have Duke. And that's who's going to win. And you, I remember saying on these very airwaves, mark it down, write it down. Gonzaga's going to win it all. You were very...
They got robbed.
Very angry with your rhetoric and very, precise. You just thought for sure that they were going to.
They got robbed.
You just say they got robbed?
They got robbed by their poor play.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So it's the players' fault.
So I lost all my teams and all my money yesterday in the market.
But you had a good debate with Donna Brazil.
And I got Sister Jean memes to look forward to this weekend. So there's that.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, we're going to break down the Karen McDougal interview, why she did it, and what she has to say to Melania. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
I'm trying to figure out who this we is, Iowa grad. What is this? What is this we we're talking about?
Loyola?
Yeah,
Well,
this
it's 3
we
miles from my
business.
house.
This
You gotta
we
get sucked
business.
in. I got a Harry Potter scarf now. I'm really cool.
By the
with
way,
kids.
Darren Ravel, Sportswear, just tweeted, Sister Jean bobblehead given out at Loyola in 2011 and 2015 sold for $330 on eBay today.
That's awesome.
There's a Sister Jean bobblehead doll. I got to get one.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Christmas comes early, right, Mike Scott?
32 degrees, sunny skies, lots of anxious eyes. As Dan just mentioned, watching Wall Street. Trading week comes to a close. Stocks took a beating yesterday on worries about a potential trade war with China. Dow falling more than 720. Prime Minister of France says the hostage situation unfolding in the southern part of that country appears to be an act of terrorism. Local media says one person has been killed. Others are taken hostage at a supermarket where a man opened fire in what's believed to be an ISIS-inspired attack. A veteran New York City firefighter is dead following a 5-alarm blaze on a movie set in Harlem. Meantime, Fire Commissioner Dan Nigro says 2 others were hurt. Firefighters have died in York, Pennsylvania overnight. They were fighting a fire at a former piano factory. 2 other firefighters have been seriously hurt in that blaze. Much of the Chicago area preparing for a round of snow, just a dusting to an inch by tomorrow afternoon for us. South and west, anywhere from Kankakee over to Morris, about 1 to 3 inches of snow. Further south and west, 4 to 8. Loyola headed for the Elite 8. Marcus Towns had 18, and the Ramblers win over Nevada, and Kansas State is next. 1 person is dead and 2 police officers are hurt. This following a suburban shootout in Aurora. The victim fired shots at officers last night after he was pulled over, curbed on Galena Boulevard. One of the officers took a gunshot wound to the leg and is hospitalized. The other hospitalized but not wounded by gunfire. Chicago sports, Blackhawks woes continue. They fell to the Canucks 5-2. Bulls back in action hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. Giants over the Cubs in Scottsdale. Sox winners over the D-backs. And the news is a service of Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply at Staples. 7:34, we'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager reacts to Hillary Clinton's comments.
I want people on the left to understand something. Almost half this country feels about Hillary Clinton as you do about Donald Trump, with the big difference that we have a reason to. She and her husband traded in money for favors while in power. Donald Trump never did anything like that.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Don't miss Cabela's Great Outdoor Days. Save 20% on all in-stock Coleman camping products and $200 off on a Pit Boss 820 Deluxe pellet grill. Shop in-store or online at Cabela's.com.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text RADIO to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. Text RADIO to 82,000. That's RADIO to 82,000.
7:35 and a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. The very latest now with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. And Aurora, closures remain at 25 at New York Street and Galena between Stolp and Lincoln after the police-involved shooting there. The Edens runs 22 minutes either way between Lake Cook and Montrose. Kennedy, delays start at Foster, 48 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 34 from Montrose, 31 on the Express, outbound 30 to the airport. Eisenhower, 58 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 31. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 37. The Ryan is 30 minutes, 95th to downtown. Northbound Tri-State slow from the 83rd Street toll to the Mylong Bridge, from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, and from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. It's on Reagan Tollway slow from the Aurora Toll to Yackley. Northbound Veterans Memorial, 63rd to the Reagan Tollway. Westbound 8094, Indiana Toll Road to Ripley after a crash. Traffic service of Ace. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folds. Ace has top-rated paint, award-winning service, and can match any color. Plus, there's the extra mile promise. Get everything you need to paint in one trip, or they'll bring you what you need and delivery's free. See acehardware.com for details. Only at Ace, the helpful place. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Sunshine this morning gives way to afternoon clouds. High 44. A bit of snow, a dusting to a half inch overnight. No major accumulation overnight. Low 32. Not a lot of snow for the metropolitan area of Chicago and the collar counties, but as you go south and west, a whole lot more. High 37. Currently, we have 30 degrees at O'Hare and 32 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Real Estate Revealed with Randy Barcella, Sunday mornings starting at 8.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, so Gloria Vanderbilt's kid is dishing with all of Donald Trump's alleged paramours. He's got Stormy Daniels on Sunday. He had Karen McDougal, former Playboy playmate, last night talking about their alleged affairs with the president. Do you care? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Is this something you're paying attention to? Does it inform your opinion of Donald Trump? Does it inform your vote in November? Are you going to participate? Are you going to support Republican majorities to help continue to try and advance Trump's policy agenda? Or is this apparent breach of character, a character failure, I guess? Some of which we knew about over the last 30 years of him being covered in the tabloids, and then in the presidential campaign as well. Some of which is new. Does it pose any concerns for you? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line.
Well, Karen McDougal, very beautiful woman. She's striking. She's 44 years old.
47.
She's 47?
Yeah.
Karen McDougal's 47?
I looked it up.
Darn.
You know what it is? Juicing. It's all juicing.
You know what it is?
Hydrating.
It's Calitrin.
It's Calitrin, too, of course.
But she, no.
She also
we're kidding
routinely gets her testosterone levels checked.
Exactly.
Love
No,
to.
she's a Playboy playmate. They met at the same golf tournament where he met Stormy Daniels. They had a year-long consensual relationship.
That must be some golf tournament.
Oh, yeah, it is. They secretly bring Playboy bunnies and porn stars there. Anyway, she said she was in love and he was in love, and nobody was going to stop their love.
You believe, though, that he had real feelings for you?
Of course he did. I know he did.
He would say that.
He did.
Were you in love with him?
I was, yeah.
And do you think he was in love with you?
He was, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Did Donald Trump ever say to you that he loved you?
All the time. He always told me he loved me. Yeah, of course.
Did he have any nicknames for you?
I mean, seriously.
Boo Bear.
He would call me baby, or he'd call me beautiful Karen.
Funny face, Pookie, Snooky Noogie. I mean, what? Anderson Cooper.
Come here, my little playmate. I mean, those were uncomfortable questions to hear and watch.
You know why?
Watch this list.
Because Anderson Cooper was in his head. He was saying, "I wish somebody would tell me they loved me. I wish somebody would call me Snooky Lumps."
Well, she said, they
nickname.
She didn't know if this would be potentially damaging if this came out during the campaign. I don't think it would have been.
Depends on the nickname.
She's returned to faith. She's found God. She's a different person than she used to be, and she's a Republican.
I voted for the president. I voted for Donald. Why would I want to damage him? That's my party, Republican Party. That's my president. I did not want to damage him or hurt him in any way, shape, or form.
I wanted to do it now.
But
yeah, now I will.
I also didn't want to put out the story because I didn't want my reputation to be damaged. I care about myself as much as I care about anyone else's reputation or personal life. But like I said, I was more excited about this modeling contract, this big deal of writing for these magazines, and who knows where that could have went. I love fitness, I love health, and that's where my focus was.
You know what? My turn-ons also include health.
She was a health and fitness writer for the National Enquirer, which was really just a ploy to get her to be quiet, not to tell her story before the election. Anyway.
Wait. This is when was she retained by the National Enquirer?
2016. They paid her $150,000 and she had to sign a contract.
Yeah.
And my friends that work there told me about her, and they said, we just hired this girl for a catch and bait thing. I said, what does that mean? They said, we've just hired her so she won't discuss her affair with Donald Trump until after the election.
Why would...
Now she's suing them.
And National Enquirer would do the bidding of Donald Trump. Why?
Because AMI president is very good friends with Donald Trump.
And this was before or after she dated Bruce Willis?
This was, I don't know, because she dated President Trump for a year in 2006.
12 years ago.
12 years ago. So I don't know. Anyway, so she did break down and cry.
Oh, good.
And here's the moment when everybody should grab some Kleenex.
As you enter a relationship, obviously in any relationship, you start to think about where this is going to go and how you
Stop
feel.
projecting, Anderson.
How did you view it? How did you view the relationship?
Going through it, when I look back where I was back then, I know it's wrong. Like, I'm really sorry for that. I know it's a wrong thing to do. But back in those days, sorry.
It's okay.
He's a great shoulder to cry on.
Back in that day, I was a different girl. I had fun. I was in the Playboy scene.
Sure.
I was just enjoying life as much as I could. And when I got with him, actually, there was a real relationship there. There were real feelings between the two of us, not just myself, not just him. There was a real relationship there, and I kind of out of sight, out of mind with everything else. And deep inside, I did have a lot of guilt, but I still continued.
Yeah, look, back then, I was just a snot-nosed 35-year-old kid. What did I know about the world? Wait, here's the thing I don't understand exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The point. She's coming forward to tell this story now because why?
Because she wants to clear her reputation.
That nobody knew
Who
of.
she was before.
Right.
When she filed the lawsuit, I guess she thinks that people then knew her name. And I mean,
this is no defense of Trump, but this whole thing is a bit convoluted, her situation. And Stormy Daniels, I can only imagine.
Oh, my God. Stormy Daniels, that's going to be a hot mess. But people last night at the event, I don't care what you say to me about Stormy Daniels. She's gorgeous. And like, she does kind of look like Megyn Kelly, sans the, the chest area. But she does sometimes when I see her, she has glimpses of Megyn Kelly. And if you think Megyn Kelly's good looking, then you'll think Stormy Daniels is good looking.
I can't get that lie detector photo out of my head. I got to tell you.
Those straps were going, help me! Help! I'm going to blow! Oh, wow.
Bad choice.
Sorry.
Marty in Naperville, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hi, good subject. Listen, first of all, these strip clubs are full of guys that are married, and he who cast the first stone, blah blah blah. Whatever Trump did earlier, I really don't care what anybody does. I don't. My president isn't going to be my best friend, and I don't want to be. The other side of the coin, this McDougal, she's on another program this morning, crying almost because how dare he offer her money.
Well, he did pay for her flights. I mean, because she would meet him all over the country.
Thanks for the call, Marty.
She'd buy the flight, and he'd give her cash. But then one time he tried to give her money, and she's like, what is this? What is this for? I'm not that kind of girl. I'm only a kind of girl who has affairs with married men, but I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not a prostitute.
So you want more? Is that what you're saying? Dawn in Des Plaines, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hi, good morning. I'm just calling to let you know that I am a Trump supporter, and I don't care what he's done in the past. He's doing a great job so far, and I will continue to vote Republican coming this fall. And, he's doing great, so no matter what he's done, I back him 100%.
All right, thanks for the call, Dawn.
Thank you.
Tony in Downers Grove.
Hey, Dan, Amy. I just assumed they do a comparative analysis on the women Clinton was with versus the women Trump was with, and let's compare this. I put Trump in Kennedy's class, but with all this stuff going on in the world, this is what we have to focus on. It's quite interesting.
Well,
that's why I kept thinking he appointed John Bolton last night to.
No,
I mean, it came out about the same
call,
time
Tony.
as the interview did.
Look, we just talked.
Try and steal the thunder.
We just mentioned, but this is a real story. That you've got litigation proceeding against the president. This is you can call it a distraction, but you have litigation pending in courts of law. You have people making serious allegations about the president's character. You have Stormy Daniels, whether I believe this, or not at this point.
She was physically threatened.
Yeah, your payments. I mean, so this is a legitimate story. This is a real story. So it's kind of the whole everything else going on in the world. We can't talk about this too. That's not true. How you process it, how important it is in terms of whether or not the president should continue to be supported, his agenda continue to be supported. That's a different question. But don't just say we can't talk about this because we've got to deal with Russian sleeper agents and nukes in North Korea. We can talk about this too. Yemi on the north side.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Amy.
Morning.
I believe that there are still going to be about 50 to 100 women that are going to come and tell their story about Donald Trump. But at this point, it doesn't matter anymore because, it doesn't matter because he's doing a good job. And guess what? I voted Republican about 2 days ago. 3 days ago. And that's the last time I'm going to vote Republican this year.
Why?
Thank you.
Why is that, Yemi?
Wait, don't hang up.
It's a cliffhanger. We're going to have
Yemi, call back.
Yemi's going to have to call back. Stay tuned Monday for the exciting conclusion of Yemi's call where he tells us why he's not voting Republican anymore. Jim in Glenview.
Hey, good morning. You asked before what the point of the story is. At least to me, the point of the story is a huge segment of the base of the Republican Party is made up of evangelical social conservatives. And they have supported Trump while he has steadfastly denied his own past, his own history of behavior, his own adultery. And, of course, it's love the sinner, hate the sin, but that involves actually acknowledging your sins and seeking redemption and forgiveness.
Yeah,
And he's been lying. And that's, to me, an incredibly important political story.
Well, I agree. That's the point of the story generally. That's one of the points. My question was about what's Karen McDougal's point. I mean, why is she doing this? That's not clear to me. Because I'm not sure that's why.
Because of, well, at least what she has said is that it's because he continued to lie during the campaign about his affairs.
Yeah, but she didn't call him out then. Now she's calling him out.
She voted for him.
The only thing she said that may get to it is that she talked about her own conversion to Christianity and that she's a different person. So if that's part of it, okay, then I guess that's consistent.
Could be cathartic.
Thanks for the call, Jim.
Or maybe she's looking for her next gig. I mean, maybe she needs to get out there to have a job.
Should we push Yemi to Monday, hold people over the weekend, or do you want the exciting conclusion now into why Yemi is not voting Republican anymore?
Let's do it now.
All right, Yemi's back. All right, Yemi, tell us.
Well, I mean, if Amy is going to be on the ballot, maybe I'll vote. I mean, why will I vote for Republican? I mean, why will I vote for Bruce Rauner that I voted for 4 years ago? And all my expectations,
Yeah. Okay.
So,
you can pull a ballot, but you can leave it blank.
Well, you're on the north side. Well,
I'm on the north side, so I live on the north side, and it's basically all Democrats.
Who's your state representative?
I'm an independent moderate, so I don't see anything good to come out of them.
Who's your state rep?
I live in Rogers Park area. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's a Democrat guy.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the call, Yemi. You make a pretty compelling case why you're not going to vote Republican.
Who's his state rep? Roy Moore's an alderman.
Roy Moore. Roy Moore is
alderman.
No, Joe Moore.
Joe Moore is an alderman.
Yeah, Roy Moore is
who's the state rep up in Rogers Park? I know my state rep's Ann Williams. Or is it Williamson? One of those.
Ann Williams.
Ann Williams.
Well, you're making a case why you shouldn't vote either.
My state senator is Cullerton. I know that.
Yeah. It's going well. Ralph and Rantoul. I met Ralph and Rantoul live and in person last night.
You did?
For the first time, yeah.
Ralph?
Yeah.
I wish I would have met Ralph.
He cuts a dashing figure. Hey, Ralph.
Well, thank you. That's very kind.
Yes.
Yeah. You were not so bad yourself, Dan. I was looking
stop.
for Amy.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was watching
My wife
Lola.
said he's much more lovely in person, and I had to hustle her out of there.
Okay.
Stop manhandling him.
All right.
I want to know this. I want to know, as a McDougal, is she having her McDougal card pulled because Clinton McDougal went to prison?
Right.
So, I think the McDougal clan, plus as an
Whitewater,
evangelical
James
Christian-
McDougal, remember? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're related.
No, I don't think
And
they're
as an evangelical Christian, I know that Trump was no choir boy prior. He has a history, but I'm sure that he was a virgin in his heart when he married Melania.
Yes, after fathering 4 children with 2 other women.
Well,
Yes.
but remember, just on the evangelical Christian thing, remember what Tony Perkins from Family Research Council said during the campaign when this was after the Access Hollywood tape came out, I believe. Support for Trump was never predicated on shared values. This is about our interests, and the choice was somebody I think that will do more damage to religious liberty in this country versus somebody I think will generally protect it and advance, nominate judges, advance other people who are interested in protecting religious liberty. That was the point, and so this is the choice they were presented with, and that's the rationale for the choice, which is a pretty decent one.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
If you did not purchase health insurance coverage during the 2017 open enrollment, I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan at any time during the year. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other health insurance carriers. If you are between the ages of 19 and 64, you are automatically paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. If you are a non-smoking 50-year-old male or female living in the city of Chicago, the monthly premium rate for a 100% tax-deductible health savings account PPO plan would be $590 per month. but I can show you how to eliminate the mandatory maternity benefit and lower your monthly premiums down to approximately $240 per month. To see if you qualify or for more information, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
Starting Balance of Nature, I felt it the first month. I felt different. It made such a difference that now I wake up, my head feels clearer, I have more energy. Very rarely does my body cramp up anymore. It's the best thing. It's just amazing. I don't know what to say. I just would not be what I am today if I didn't start Balance of Nature.
I plan on taking this the rest of my life because until I started taking your stuff, I never took as many fruits and vegetables in a day as I get through you guys. You know, I'm very, very, very satisfied.
My pain and it went away. I swear to you that that's the truth.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. The main thing we learned from the 3,000-plus school walkouts that occurred and those already being planned for April 20 is who's in charge of K-12 education in America. And that should frighten you more than your average 18-year-old with a rifle or a violent video game. Those pillaging America's schools like Malcolm McDowell and his droogs in A Clockwork Orange are in charge of our schools, not attending them. It's zero tolerance on the one hand and tolerance of everything, including thuggery, on the other. If you're a white kid who scrawls the square root sign evoking a gun on a math assignment, then bring in Jack Bauer and put him on the clock. If you're a minority kid, say in Parkland, Florida, you can threaten to shoot up your school and no one will say anything. Under the guise of racial equity, schools are moving to remove disciplinary consequences for certain students and take discretion away from law enforcement in the process. Neither are teachers immune from the imposition of leftist orthodoxy. Just ask the California teacher put on administrative leave for hazarding a thoughtful discussion with her class about the politics of protests ahead of the walkout. With the politics being pushed on their kids, now is a good time for more parents to wake up and walk into their kids' schools for a healthy stop, look, and listen.
Just because you're in pain doesn't mean you have to stay in pain. If you're suffering from backaches and arthritis, safe, soothing, odorless Topricin Pain Relief Cream is for you. Topricin, that's Topricin, will also help your everyday aches and pains, joint pain, muscle cramping, carpal tunnel, and much more. For over 25 years, Topricin has been helping people just like you feel better. With 11 natural biomedicines, patented Topricin Pain Relief Cream targets the underlying inflammation that causes pain and discomfort. We don't just mask pain like the competition, we actually help bring real relief. Topricin is so sure you'll find our products beneficial, we're offering a 100% money-back guarantee. Topricin Pain Relief Cream is available at CVS, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, Myers, Harmon's, Wegmans, Kinney Drugs, and at thousands of independent pharmacies and natural markets. Pay them a visit and ask for Topricin by name. Pain-free, live-free. Topricin. Rub it in.
If you still haven't purchased the very best pillow, of course I'm talking about MyPillow, the 4-pack deal is back. So I strongly urge you to go online or call now to make sure you take advantage of this great deal. A great night's sleep is so important, so give yourself the gift of a great night's sleep by ordering a MyPillow. By using the promo code Amy, you'll get the absolute best deal available anywhere. The MyPillow 4-pack deal includes 2 premium MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows at 50% off. I love that I can move the fill to get the support I need, regardless if I sleep on my back or side. I never wake up with a stiff neck or headache. And MyPillow is made in America, washable and dryable, hypoallergenic, and has a 10-year warranty plus a 60-day money-back guarantee. So get your 50% off the 4-pack by calling 800-489-0201. Use the promo code Amy or visit MyPillow.com. That's 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
Are you facing foreclosure, been foreclosed upon, in a bad modification, or just stuck in a bad mortgage? Well, we may be able to help you. My name is Lou Bridges. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Lou Bridges & Associates. We've been helping distressed homeowners like you for over 8 years now. We defend foreclosure actions. We bring claims against the banks and the servicers for wrongful foreclosure and other violations of mortgage servicing regulations. And we help people negotiate modifications of their existing mortgages, often including principal reductions. Give us a call. We provide free consultations. I guarantee you it will not be a sales pitch. We will give you our honest analysis, counsel, and advice regarding your options.
Hi, this is Rayanne from Lou Bridges & Associates. I am one of the loan modification processors here, and if you are in need of any additional information in regard to a loan modification, please contact the office.
Go to bridgeslaw.net or call 224-513-1231. That's 224-513-1231.
Remember, people, never give up the land. Fight for truth and justice. You do that, and I guarantee you'll never be alone.
What's happening? What does it mean? Why is it important? We've got the answer. AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago.
A tweet that could shake things up in Congress. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump has just written that he's considering vetoing the spending bill, saying that 800,000 plus DACA recipients have been totally abandoned by Democrats and not even mentioned in the bill. He also said the border wall, which is desperately needed, is not fully funded. The $1.3 trillion budget bill was passed after midnight by the Senate. It would fund the government through September to avert a shutdown this weekend.
Democrats got what they wanted in this legislation, but unfortunately, we failed to deliver on so many of the priorities important to the president.
Republicans like Congressman Matt Gaetz say the bill would balloon the deficit. Republicans who voted yes tout a big needed increase in military spending. France's prime minister says it seems like a terrorist act. A hostage-taking and police shooting today. Fox's Simon Owen monitoring live from our European bureau.
French police saying 2 people have been killed and around a dozen injured after a man took hostages at a supermarket in a town in southern France called Trèbes. There are unconfirmed reports that the hostage taker is demanding the release from prison of the only surviving member of the ISIS cell that attacked Paris in November 2015. A short time before the siege began, a police officer was shot and injured in another town close by. Dave.
Simon in Sacramento, California. Hundreds marched on City Hall, then onto a freeway last night, angry about the Sunday shooting that left an unarmed black man dead. Move! That's police body cam video as officers approached a man they suspected of breaking into cars. And they thought he was holding a gun in his hand and then opened fire. But Stephen Clark was only carrying a cell phone and was shot in the backyard of his grandparents' home. The mayor says he's horrified but will not second-guess the split-second decisions of the officers involved. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
Sunshine in Chicago. Calm ahead of the snowstorm that's going to hit Chicago later today. 32 degrees outside, winds northeast at 5. Much of the Chicago area preparing for another round of snow. Most of the listening area will receive a dusting to an inch. 2 to 3 inches of snow more south and west from Kankakee through Morris and beyond. And then the further south and west you go, 4 to 8 inches of snow from Champaign all the way over to Peoria and parts west. Chicago police investigating a deadly stabbing in the River North area. Authorities say a man walked out of an alley with a stab wound to his neck. Near State and Kedzie, no arrests have been made. 2 are dead after a motorcycle crashed into a truck on Chicago's southwest side. That incident remains under investigation. Nevada investigating how they were beaten by Loyola. Ramblers advance to the Elite Eight. Behind 18 for Marcus Towns. They'll take on Kansas State next. 1 person is dead. 2 police officers are hurt in Aurora. Authorities say the victim fired shots at the officers last night after he was pulled over in the first block of Galena Boulevard. Prosecutors say police officers in northwest Indiana were justified in fatally shooting a South Dakota man armed with a knife who had chased employees around a car dealership. Lake County prosecutors yesterday say the death of 30-year-old Jimmy Terry of Sioux Falls was justified. That shooting happened at Art Hill Ford in Maryville. Police say they found Terry driving away from that dealership and shot him after he disregarded officers' orders to drop a knife, and then a stun gun did not subdue him. Blackhawks fell to the Canucks last night 5-2. Bulls back in action, hosting the Bucks. Giants beat the Cubs in Scottsdale, while the White Sox were winners in the desert over the Diamondbacks. It's 8:03, time for the AM 560 Business Beat. From the Fox Business Network, a service of Turnkey.pro. Here's Jenny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, futures are pointing to more stock selling today. The major averages plunged yesterday after the Trump administration revealed sanctions on imports from China. Investors are concerned the tariffs will spark a trade war. Craigslist has shut down all of its personal sections. Gizmodo says it's a response to the Senate's Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act. The law holds websites responsible when third parties misuse online personals unlawfully. Taco Bell is about to launch spicy chips. Starting in May, you'll be able to purchase them in grocery and convenience stores. Taco Bell tortilla chips are based on the company's fire and mild sauce packet flavors. The Dow Jones Industrials dropped 724 points yesterday. The Nasdaq was down 178 and the S&P lost 68. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
8:05 in Chicago. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Larry Elder doesn't understand the uproar over Tillerson's firing.
You know, Tillerson was opposed to moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Tillerson wants Trump to stay in the Iran Accord, thinks that the Iranians are abiding by the terms of the deal. He had to go. So I'm trying to understand what it is that's so disturbing about getting rid of somebody when he's not on the same wavelength that you are on policy issues.
The Larry Elder Show. Weeknights at 7, right before Jay Sekulow at 9 on AM 560. The Answer.
Remember the name of this product, Calitrin. And remember the website, toploss.com. That's where you can order Calitrin. Why am I telling you about Calitrin? Well, Dan, a few months ago, I started using Calitrin to
Yeah. I saw last night you could finally fit into those jeans again.
I did. You know what? They were more comfortable. And that's thanks to Calitrin because I gained some weight over the holidays. I'm a great big girl. You know, when I walk around, you might hear this song playing.
Yeah.
But one of the great side benefits of Calitrin is that the joint pain I was experiencing.
Hang up your overalls. Regular jeans now.
The joint pain I was experiencing in my knees is gone. That's true. I have to walk up 3 flights of stairs, don't you know, to get to my kids' school's gym. And a few months ago, every step was painful, but now I can do it pain-free. I'm not kidding you. And it's all thanks to Calitrin. Lose the weight and feel better with Calitrin. Order yours when you call this number, 833-TOP-LOSS. That's 833-867-5677. Or go online to toploss.com. That's toploss.com. Make sure you use the promo code Amy to receive 10% off your order today. Again, that's toploss.com.
Are we ready to open next month?
I think so.
You think so?
Well, it's complicated. Fire protection, first aid supplies, uniforms, safety training, mat services, oh, and restroom supplies.
So uncomplicated. Call Cintas. They'll handle all of it.
Wow, one company can handle all that? That's not very complicated.
So, you'll be ready?
Oh, we'll be ready.
Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
GoToMeeting is the collaborative meeting tool trusted by over 18 million monthly users. But how do we make the concept of 18 million more real for you? Well, if you wanted to travel 18 million miles, you could go to the moon and back 36 times and still have a few miles left over for a detour. $18 million could buy you 4.5 million non-fat iced lattes, which would keep you caffeinated from now until the end of your career. Or if you took 18 million standing desk breaks, well, you'd probably be in great shape. Visit GoToMeeting.com to learn why so many people trust us to help them get work done.
8:08. Check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with the numbers. Jim Talamonte.
Like the Edens is 21 minutes either way between Lake Cook and Montrose. The Kennedy, 48 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 34 from Montrose, 31 in the Express. Outbound 10 minutes to Montrose, 30 to the airport. Mount Eisenhower, an hour and 5 minutes, 390 to downtown. 48 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 33 minutes to 390. Stevenson, 56 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Pulaski remains closed from the Stevenson South to 41st at early morning wreck. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Tri-State delays are northbound from I-80 to the 163rd Street toll, then from the 83rd Street toll to the Mylon Bridge, from Stevenson to Ogden, Roosevelt to North Avenue, and from the O'Hare Oasis to the Adams Tollway. Reagan Tollway really gummed up from the Fox River Bridge to Yackley, northbound Veterans Memorial Slope, Mountain Toll to the Reagan Tollway. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, clouds increasing with a high 44. Then it will be cloudy through the night. A bit of snow toward dawn. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour after midnight. Little or no accumulation expected, a low 32. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
31 at O'Hare, 35 along the lakefront. Next news at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Kelly Financial Services, helping you secure your financial future today. Visit kellyfinancialservicesinc.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. So one of the fun parts of my debate with Donna Brazile last night, Amy, was her effort to try and recast what's actually happening to the Democrat Party and just sort of wave off what's happening on college campuses in America.
Yeah, I noticed that.
She won't. I mean, partly probably because of the audience. You know, it was an away game for her, but she won't concede that the Democrat Party and, frankly, our politics generally have become identity obsessed to the detriment of anything productive. And one of the people who's been writing persuasively about what's happening on college campuses, about postmodernism and intersectionality and identity politics, is Crispin Sartwell. He's a philosophy professor at Dickinson College, and he's also the author of the book Entanglements, A System of Philosophy. And I've been reading the op-eds he's been penning for the Wall Street Journal over the last, 18 months. And they're some of the most important op-eds that have been written, along with Rusty Reno's bigot baiting op-ed and First Things last year, and some of what Shelby Steele has had to contribute to this conversation as well. And so it's a pleasure to, for the first time, have Crispin Sartwell join us. Professor Sartwell, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
I'm glad to be here, Dan. Thanks.
And
thanks for all the kind words about my writing and stuff.
Yeah, I want to go back through a few of your op-eds, but the first question, obviously, is how are you still employed at Dickinson College writing these things?
Yeah. Well, it's been a challenge on and off, I suppose. But I don't know. I guess I've published enough that I haven't perished.
Okay, there you go. And Antifa hasn't gotten around to you yet. Your most recent op-ed, The Dead End of Identity Politics, is a fun one because you kind of play out the intersectionality arguments that are being advanced on college campuses and why they lead you to this dead end, whether you play it on the R side or the D side. Why don't you elaborate?
Sure. Well, it's like a little thought experiment. Like, say you had two political parties, and one of them was aiming all their appeals explicitly at women, quote unquote, women and minorities, and one was aiming its appeals, whether explicitly or not quite, to men and white people. Okay. So, in other words, you have two parties both working the identity politics strategy. And, I mean, we're somewhat close to that. I mean, that's at least a central feature of the actual strategies of these parties, certainly of the Democrats. So, so I guess the simple way to put this is imagine a situation in which everyone in the society votes as those two parties want them to vote. All the men and white people vote for one party, and all the women and minority people vote for the other party. Like, that's the situation that they seem to be trying to achieve. But that's an absurd situation. It's an impossible situation because the gender of white women is required to vote against their race in that scenario. And the gender of minority men, or the race of minority men, is required to vote against their gender, if you get me. In other words, it requires to have two parties, one of which appeals to women and minorities and one to men and white people, divides half the population, each of half the population in half. If I put it this way, like each person is divided in half.
You need fractions of people, right?
Yes, you need fractions of people to make this make sense. I mean, I think what happens is, and the parties really have been working this angle, and I think what happens is you poll different demographic segments and you say, okay, well, if we can achieve this gender gap among women, okay, or like, we have 56% support among women. And then you look at, okay, and we have 40% support among white people or something like that. And it doesn't even register fully that these are overlapping demographic categories and that your strategy is contradicting itself. You're losing as many people as you're gaining when you make these appeals. And I mean, this is a real thing because the Democrats lost white women with this strategy. And it's almost like they were trying to force them to choose between their gender and their race or something like that. Yep. And it's an impossible strategy.
Well, as a female, I mean, growing up, you're pounded into you by your teachers at school and everybody. You're a woman, you stand for women's right. That means you have got to be a Democrat. And then when you evolve and then study both parties, you can evolve into the Republican Party and make a choice for yourself. But there's like the shaming or guilt associated with it.
Right, but also, you're forced in these situations maybe to even decide what your fundamental identity is.
Yeah, right.
Are you more a woman or more a black person? Are you more a gay person or more a white person? Are you, and these are crazy contradictions. I mean, people don't necessarily experience these as contradictions. You don't walk around going like, my gender hates my race or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're trying to manipulate parts of you to turn on other parts of you.
Well, this is we did this. Talked to Eli Steele, Shelby Steele's son, who did this documentary, How Jack Became Black, and he's got a multiracial family, multiracial lineage, and he's trying to register his kid for LA public school, and he's black and white and Jewish and Native American. Pick a box. But you're saying that that I have to be one dimensional. Not only do I just have to pick race, I have to pick just one race.
Right. Well, that's true too. I mean, in other words, all these categories. I suppose the gender categories even are liquefying in a way, or at least people think they are. But the racial categories are obviously you could belong to more than one race and so on. And if you introduce those complexities, then the basic paradoxes that you're trying to foist on the voting populace just become more excruciating, and I think we're thinking of each person as a kind of stack of collective memberships.
Yeah.
But we can't. I don't know if we can conceive ourselves that way exactly, and I don't. And it leads to contradictions in how we could possibly behave collectively. Certainly, the strategy is to divide us from one another. In this kind of politics, and that's a terrible thing.
Another way that our politics is kind of devolving into the absurd is through the era of fake news. If I disagree with something, it's fake news. And you actually penned a piece in the Wall Street Journal last year that talked about those who are decrying the era of truth being over are being a bit silly. The era of truth is not over. Lies, by definition, mean that the truth still exists.
Well, yes, and I mean, I think people are very confused about truth, and so it almost seems that if you can't trust the authorities, so that's just what I hear a lot when people say, we're in a post-truth era, truth has ceased to exist. I'm like, there are no good gatekeepers. You can't trust what the president is saying, and so truth is melting or something like that. But that's just crazy. And certainly the basic critique depends on the idea that there's a hard and fast truth. Like if you think Donald Trump is not telling the truth in tweet X, you're presupposing that there's a truth that he's obscuring. And I think that, so I think all the emergency, this emergency that truth itself is melting is kind of ridiculous. The truth, really, I mean, the whole thing is a lot more urgent than it ever was, I think, I mean, and certainly it's just possible to speak the truth as it was 10 years ago or something. That's not the kind of has changed at all, it seems to me.
Well, and going back to another one of your writings, it seems that we're just not so interested in the truth because what we're really interested in, as you talked about it, this being the era of the denunciad, or this would be the denunciad if it was to be termed.
Yeah.
That we're just interested in virtue signaling and excoriating people who disagree with us. So we're not really interested in having a conversation about truth.
Right, and it seems like all conversation is strategic. Like the question is rarely, am I speaking the truth? Even am I speaking the truth? But am I speaking something that will make my audience feel X? Like how can I bring my audience to my side or something like that?
Right.
And I mean, that's one kind of conversation, I suppose. But I mean, when that overwhelms any sense of, like in journalism, for example, like I watch CNN and I'm watching Jake Tapper, all right? And I get the sense like the point is not to convey what happened today. The point is to kind of mobilize the outrage of the audience. And I think we've really made, it's kind of emblematic to me that CNN made that shift, or the New York Times op-ed page made that shift. I mean, there was always problems there, but they really, I think, shifted their whole focus from reporting facts or conveying even policy ideas to, can we weld an audience together and mobilize it to excoriate the other side or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's an important distinction. He is Crispin Sartwell. He's professor of philosophy at Dickinson College, author of the book Entanglements, A System of Philosophy, and his column in the Wall Street Journal this week is The Dead End of Identity Politics. Professor Sartwell, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
I enjoyed it.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Plenty of sunshine today, but chilly start. It's 29 degrees at O'Hare right now, going up to a high of 44. Tonight into tomorrow morning, we're going to have a dusting to an inch of snow. Yes, winter returns in spring. It'll be brisk and windy and just pretty miserable tomorrow. A high, if we're lucky, in the mid-30s. And then on Palm Sunday, it'll be mostly sunny and a high of 44. Into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center we go. Here's the big boss, Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy. Happy Friday. Dan, as well. In Aurora, 25 still closed. New York Street after the police-involved shooting, which happened in that area last night. Also, this is Galena closed between Stolp and Lincoln. Southwest side of Chicago, Pulaski still shut down from the Stevenson South to 41st after a major wreck this morning. Kennedy inbound now jammed Montrose to the Burn Circle. Travel time is shot up 58 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, 48 from Montrose, 45 in the Express. Outbound 25 to the airport. The 8 inches is clear now. The Eisenhower, an hour and 5 minutes, 390 to downtown, 48 minutes from Manheim. Outbound just 33 minutes to 390. Stevenson, 56 minutes, 355 to the drive. Outbound 37. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95 to the loop. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, stop and go Wilson to Fullerton. Northbound from the Stevenson to Jackson. Southbound Tri-State slow from 190 to the O'Hare Oasis. Northbound I-80, the 163rd Street toll. The Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, Ogden to 31st. And from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower, other tollways still have slight delays. Northwest Indiana's clear. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
varicose and spider veins. Wow, what a gift from my mom. She had them, I got them, and not only are they uncomfortable and sometimes painful, but I stopped wearing skirts and shorts because I was embarrassed and I really hated the way my legs looked. When my kids asked me, "What are those things on your legs?" I was done. I finally went to Vein Clinics of America. The procedure took about an hour and I was right back to work. What they're doing with lasers these days is unbelievable. The staff made me feel so comfortable, and the results, well, even my husband has noticed. Vein Clinics of America has been treating vein disease for over 35 years. They're the largest and most experienced in the U.S. Look, I've been doing the commercials for Vein Clinics for years because I really believe in them, and you can trust them too. The best part, my insurance covered the procedure, so stop hiding your legs. Call Vein Clinics of America right now for your free consultation. 800-226-2992. 800-226-2992. That's 800-226-2992.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, call 1-800-900-9144. Seating is extremely limited. Call in the next 10 minutes and you'll also reserve a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. That's 1-800-900-9144. That's 1-800-900-9144.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Bob Aument, a founding partner of the law firm of Daspin and Aument and longtime personal customer of Signature Bank. Our firm recently left one of the larger banks to bank with Signature Bank, and it's been a refreshing change. With Signature Bank, we've been able to tailor banking solutions that fit the specific needs of our firm. Beyond that, Signature Bank is responsive, efficient, and timely in meeting those needs. If I have a request, I pick up the phone and talk to Mick O'Rourke, not someone at a phone bank thousands of miles away. Daspin and Aument needed more than what the larger banks offer, and we found that with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The following is a paid political announcement.
For decades, our country has lived through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. Our factories were shuttered, our steel mills closed down, and our jobs were stolen away and shipped far away to other countries, some of which you've never even heard of.
And who's responsible for those lost jobs? Career politicians. Senator Joe Donnelly profited from Mexican labor, and Congressman Todd Rokita and Luke Messer, they voted to fast-track Obama's trade deals. Donnelly, Rokita, and Messer let Indiana jobs go to China and Mexico and sat on their hands. We can't trust them to bring good jobs back. Businessman Mike Braun, conservative, Christian. Mike Braun will help President Trump make America stronger than ever before.
I'm Mike Braun. I approve this message.
Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I was always just sort of feeling tired. And so I said, maybe this will just help in overall vitality. But in the past couple of years that I've been taking it, I find my energy has been great. I've been sleeping better. I don't get the cravings for junk food as often as I used to. I really attribute it to the product. It's so easy to use. Even if I want to take a capsule for my daughter and I just pull it apart to mix it in some juice or something, it's just something I'm very grateful to be able to incorporate. I really love the product. I think it's made such a difference.
Generally feel better, generally have better energy and more stamina. Breathing is easier, walking is easier. You're not in pain anymore, all right? I could go on and on.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
AM 560, The Answer.
Amy, storytelling is a real art, and it's particularly important when you're trying to convey details about a traumatic event like, say, a break-in.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to introduce you to sort of the gold standard when it comes to conveying information to a police officer or a television station about a newsworthy event like a break-in. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Dave Rowe knows all too well how it feels to have his home broken into.
Yeah, and see, that's what the problem was. I heard him first. I said, hold on. I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Because then I start to taste them. I say, and then I start to smell them. So it's like a smell that tastes like. So I knew something was wrong. I knew something special about it. You know? So
what did you do when you heard the intruder?
I ran upstairs. I had to run. And I had to do what that little girl, what's that little girl in the Holocaust? She had Anne Hathaway, Frankie Beverly. Anne Frank, that's a hiding bitch, ain't it? I had to get up the stairs. So he had so much rhythm. When he was walking up the stairs, he said, doom, doom, doom. Bitch, I started to almost beatbox up in the closet. Oh, boom, boom, boom. But I couldn't do it yet because I couldn't die. I got court tomorrow. So I'm just a little shook up. That's all that is.
Yeah.
What is that dude's name?
That's David Rowe, storyteller extraordinaire. By the way, look,
Was that fake news or that was real?
That's real. Anne Frank and Anne Hathaway, I always get those two confused too. Which one was in Bride Wars?
Oh my gosh.
Can't die. Got court tomorrow.
My follow-up question is, for what? Traffic violation or something more sinister?
Oh, maybe use of controlled substances?
I don't know. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll talk to David Harsanyi, the Federalist, who suggests that John Brennan shouldn't be lecturing America. He should be the subject of a congressional inquiry. That's at 8:38.
And later, how many hours do stay-at-home moms really work a week? It'd surprise you. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
32 and sunshine. Stock index futures are forecasting a mixed opening on Wall Street this morning. One day after the Dow fell more than 700, Dow futures are up 27. Opening bell ringing right now. S&P 500 futures on the rise, 3.7 points, while NASDAQ futures were off. Europe and Asia got hit pretty hard this morning after yesterday's news about tariffs from the White House. Meantime, the president is threatening to veto the omnibus spending bill. In a tweet this morning, the president says he's considering that veto because DACA recipients have been abandoned by Democrats. At least one person is dead after a man pledging allegiance to ISIS took hostages inside of a supermarket in the south of France. Now, we're just getting an update. Local media reports there say the suspect has let all of the hostages go, and with police, and he is alone with police in the supermarket. It's also being reported that a second victim is dead and 12 others were badly hurt. Robots may soon be restocking shelves at a Walmart near you. The retailer testing free-roaming robots, 50 of them, at stores, including locations in California, Arkansas, and Pennsylvania. The 6-foot robots roam the aisles of Walmart at speeds of 3 miles an hour, scanning shelves and checking price tags. Much of the Chicago area prepping for a round of snow, a dusting to an inch, no more than that by tomorrow afternoon for the greater Chicagoland area. South and west, though, from Rockford all the way down to Kankakee, expect 2 to 4 inches of snow, and south and west of that, 4 to 8 inches of snow. Chicago police continue investigating a deadly stabbing in the River North neighborhood. It happened early this morning near State and Kinsey. 2 are dead after a motorcycle crash on South Pulaski, where the cycle crashed into the side of a semi on the southwest side. Loyola headed to the Elite Eight. Marquise Towns had 18 to lead the Ramblers over Nevada in Atlanta last night. They'll take on Kansas State next. And lawyers for family members want answers after viewing video of the deadly police shooting of DeCynthia Clements along the Jade Adams Tollway earlier this month. Elgin police releasing footage yesterday. Lawyers for the victim's family say they plan to file a lawsuit. Blackhawks fell to the Canucks last night 5-2 Bulls are back in action hosting Milwaukee tonight. The News is a service of Staples. Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures now at Staples. Get $5 off your next print and marketing services purchase when you spend $50 or more. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, ends 3/24. Exclusions apply at Staples. 8:34, check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher explains why Trump's approval rating is going up.
Phony, plastic, fake politicians just read scripts. They're not real. They're not authentic. This is what is so appealing to so many people about President Trump. His authentic delivery, his authentic self.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Just because you're in pain doesn't mean you have to stay in pain. If you're suffering from backaches and arthritis, safe, soothing, odorless Topricin Pain Relief Cream is for you. Topricin, that's Topricin, will also help your everyday aches and pains, joint pain, muscle cramping, carpal tunnel, and much more. For over 25 years, Topricin has been helping people just like you feel better. With 11 natural biomedicines, patented Topricin Pain Relief Cream targets the underlying inflammation that causes pain and discomfort. We don't just mask pain like the competition. We actually help bring real relief. Topricin is so sure you'll find our products beneficial, we're offering a 100% money-back guarantee. Topricin Pain Relief Cream is available at CVS, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, Myers, Harmon's, Wegmans, Kinney Drugs, and at thousands of independent pharmacies and natural markets. Pay them a visit and ask for Topricin by name. Pain-free, live-free. Topricin. Rub it in.
It is 8:35 and a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center this morning. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. We have an update from Aurora Police. They're telling us that streets are going to be reopening shortly after the investigation of the police-involved shooting which happened last night. 25 has been blocked. New York Street and Galena Boulevard between Stolp and Lincoln. Again, these should be reopening soon. Kennedy inbound. Traffic's jammed. Montrose to the Burn Circle. It is 58 minutes, so here to downtown. 48 from Montrose, 45 in the Express. Outbound 10 minutes to Montrose, 28 to the airport. The Edens is delay-free. Inbound Eisenhower, delays start at North Avenue. An hour and 5 minutes, 390 to downtown. 48 minutes from Manhunt. Outbound 33 minutes to 390. Stevenson, 54 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 36. The Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. On the Tri-State Tollway, you see southbound delays 190 to the O'Hare Oasis. Northbound, I-80 to the 163rd Street toll. Very heavy between the Stevenson and 31st Street, and then tight from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. The Adams and Reagan Tollways are fine. Northbound Veterans Memorial, just a little sluggish. Maple to the Reagan Tollway. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Sunshine this morning gives way to clouds this afternoon. High 44. Snow begins overnight. Just saw some interesting accumulation numbers. They've upped the possibility of snow around Midway, 1.3 inches. Bartlett, 1.7 inches. That wasn't there an hour ago, so we'll see if that happens for us by morning tomorrow when the heavy snow kicks in south and west. Some spots will undergo a winter storm warning from like Peoria all the way to Urbana-Champaign. They could see 4 to 8 inches of snow, a high of 37. 32 right now. Next news coming up at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Hey, Joe Walsh here. Remind me, why did we put Republicans in charge of Congress? Can anybody tell me? We'll talk about it when freedom returns at 5.
Because we didn't want Pelosi in charge, that's why. Dan and Amy, and as Mike Scott was reporting, we'll keep you updated as more information becomes available about this apparent terrorist attack in southwestern France. Man claiming to be acting on behalf of ISIS opened fire, took hostages in a supermarket. 2 reported dead, and now apparently it's just a standoff between police
Yeah,
and this gunman.
Hostages have been released. So.
Yeah, the others. Yeah. So anyway, keep you updated on that, as will Mike Scott. But now we turn our attention. Going back to this debate I had with Donna Brazil last night, we talked a little bit about the Mueller investigation, and I got to tell you, I am growing so weary, even from people that I respect and I think that are honest brokers like Trey Gowdy, of just this pat line of saying, let Bob Mueller finish his investigation, and then, we'll say, yeah, okay, fine. Let him finish his investigation. Let him go wherever the truth leads and the facts dictate. Fine, I'm on board with that. Have been on board at the beginning. But this can't be in perpetuity. This can't be independent of any oversight. If Rod Rosenstein is going to abdicate his oversight responsibilities at justice of the special counsel, then we have a problem. This isn't getting anywhere, as Andy McCarthy has written about persuasively. It'd be one thing if it was obvious he was working his way up the food chain to some place. As Byron York asked this week, if Manafort and Flynn didn't collude with the Russians, then just exactly who did? The idea that nobody disturbed Bob Mueller because he's working is a wave off for any sort of scrutiny or demand for response from the Mueller team about how this is proceeding and what's the horizon for its completion. I just find absurd. As I do some of the statements that have come out, like we talked about earlier this week, after John Brennan lost his lunch in the wake of Andy McCabe's firing at the FBI, firing off tweets in the direction of the president. Our friend David Harsanyi over at The Federalist, senior editor for TheFederalist.com, national syndicated columnist, also the author of the book First Freedom, a ride through America's enduring history with the gun from the revolution to today. His latest piece for The Federalist talks about the aforesaid former CIA director, and we're pleased to be joined by David Harsanyi now. Thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So John Brennan shouldn't be lecturing America. He should be the focus of a congressional inquiry, says you. Why is that?
Well, I mean, he lied to the American people about his role and the CIA's role in spying on the legislative branch of the United States government, which is an actual attack on democracy that we know happened. And he covered it up. He tried to have people fired. He lied when he was asked about it. Never really apologized to the American people for it or explained himself. And everyone moved on. But if he's going to inject himself and lecture everybody about our civic responsibilities and morality and all this stuff and collusion and be irresponsible and reckless about the things that he says, then I say that he should get in front of go under oath, get in front of a congressional panel and explain himself.
I second that motion.
Yeah, but he has such a platform to spew his thoughts. I mean, he's always on CNN, ABC, NBC, and he always looks so angry. Have you noticed that?
Maybe he is angry. I don't know. Yeah, he looks a little angry, and he's kind of reckless. And the other day he was on, I think, Morning Joe, saying that asking questions, how people do that when they have conspiracy theories about what Putin has over Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Let's just think about that for a moment. He's saying that the United States president is being blackmailed by another country. That, I know things have been crazy these days, but that's a serious charge, right? That's the most serious charge there is basically in politics, and yet he has no evidence to back that up. It's just him floating something that a lot of liberals do that so far we see zero evidence for.
Well, he is a former CIA director, so misinformation was one of the tricks of the trade, and perhaps it's not anger, it's guilt. There's a lot of, in this whole let Mueller do his job, let everybody do their job, let everybody go where the facts lead, let everybody ask the questions and get them answered. Okay, well, a book coming out by Michael Isikoff and David Korn suggests that Susan Rice gave a stand-down order on combating Russian meddling in the election in 2016. And so let's ask questions about Samantha Power and Susan Rice and Obama administration officials, including John Brennan, as you suggest, his appearance before a congressional inquiry. And let's find out who's lying. Is it Andy McCabe or Jim Comey, when one says no, the director says the director didn't authorize anybody to leak anything, and Andy McCabe said I leak things with the authorization of the director. Let's say get answers to all those questions and some context filled in around some of those players. What do you say?
Right, and Clapper as well. I mean, the idea, this is their obsession with this Russia collusion thing has blown up in their faces in a way. I mean, we see what really was going on, and there are a lot of people who are in power who have not been asked to, they haven't answered any questions about what their roles were in these things. And moreover, as you were mentioning, Mueller, I am with you. Let the investigation go on. Let's see what he has and all of that. But the idea now that Republicans should pass a bill that strips the president of his power to fire those who work under him. We want to make Mueller the most powerful man in America, a prosecutor with no oversight, the only man in America who will have zero oversight. I just feel like it's just spinning out of control and just a little bit crazy.
And so one of the discussion points, I mentioned this debate last night that I had with Donna Brazile, where we actually had agreement, although for slightly different reasons, was this idea of a second special counsel to investigate, potential abuses at the senior level in the FBI and so forth. Should we have a special counsel for the special counsel or competing special counsels? And I thought that was a bad idea. I think there are the mechanisms to hold people accountable if there's a desire to, and Donna Brazile kind of sort of agreed with me.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is what Congress is supposed to be doing. There are ways to investigate abuse. Special counsels, I mean, to me, they seem like they really have no focus. They're always just sort of, when you give someone, a prosecutor especially, that kind of power and latitude, I think that they in some way abuse it. I'm not saying it's an abuse of power. I'm not saying they can't do it. I just think it leads to things that had nothing to do with the initial inquiry, and that's problematic.
What about Ambassador Samantha Power? You wrote in your article that she said it isn't a good idea to piss off John Brennan. Why not?
Which essentially she's saying that John Brennan's the sort of guy you would take the things that he knows, that he learned while he was in power, and use it against, for political purposes. I mean, isn't that what she's admitting? Why shouldn't I be able to piss off John Brennan? Who's John Brennan? He was just supposedly a public servant who was, doing his job. It's kind of amazing that these people who, I think I don't know how many people, I don't know how involved she was in what was going on before the election, but it's just amazing how shameless they are when they tweet something like that.
Now, on the other side, President Trump, one of his top lawyers, John Dowd, resigned yesterday. The president made another overture of his desire to sit down and talk to Bob Mueller, which he's been advised against by John Dowd and a lot of other people. And you just wonder, I suppose, what advice he's going to listen to, or if he's going to be his own attorney. And there's something about has a fool for a client in there somewhere. But the idea of Trump testifying under oath to Bob Mueller and not just responding through his attorney to written questions, or getting the Hillary Clinton treatment where he's willing to answer questions, but it's not going to be under oath.
Well, I mean, I think we all know that you shouldn't sit down with the FBI or with the prosecutor or with anyone else, if you don't have to answer questions.
Right.
Because they're going to ask you questions and you're going to have to answer them truthfully, or you're going to be in big trouble. I think Bill Clinton learned that, and others have learned that as well. Listen, I don't know why he would do that. I don't think he listens to anyone but himself. I think he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, and he's not quite often. I think it would be a huge mistake for him to do that.
Yeah, but he probably
not
has
because
been.
I think he colluded or anything. I
No.
just think it's a bad idea anyway.
Yeah, but he probably has been deposed more than any other president. I mean, he's been
Well,
through thousands of lawsuits and thousands of depositions.
Those are civil cases. This is a bit different. And the one thing though, David, is, do you think he thinks this is political optics, and I'm not going to give the appearance that I'm afraid of Mueller or that I'm hiding something, and so for optics reasons I need to have a sit down with Mueller?
Yeah, I think I'm sure it's part of it. And, he's not the sort of guy who feels like he has to live by the things that he said, a few days ago. So I'm sure he can change his mind whenever he feels like it. I also think that there's the possibility that he doesn't think that he did anything wrong, and maybe that he didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And the thing that, everyone's always gets mad and the media goes bananas whenever he sort of fights back. But I mean, this has been going on for a long time. I'm not sure what he's expected to do. I would want to fight back as well if I didn't do anything and people kept saying I was, a stooge for Vladimir Putin. But sitting down with a prosecutor, I just think it's a really bad idea.
Well, right. I mean, with the way that Bob Mueller is charging people, Trump could lie about his golf handicap, and be indicted.
That's a trap. I mean, they could, in some sense, they could get you if they want you, no matter what, on anything. So it seems, it doesn't seem like a good idea, but it doesn't seem like he really wants to. If a lawyer tells him something he doesn't want to hear, he just fires him. So, I don't think it's a good, I don't think he's listening to anyone but himself. So I hope, we'll see.
All right. He is David Harsanyi, nationally syndicated columnist, senior editor for TheFederalist.com, and author of the book First Freedom, A Ride Through America's Enduring History with the Gun. His latest piece at TheFederalist.com. John Brennan shouldn't be lecturing America. He should be the focus of a congressional inquiry. David, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Shoot Point Blank is Chicago's leading shooting range and firearms store. Featuring 20 climate-controlled shooting lanes, complete retail store, and firearm education classes for all experience levels. Whether you're a new or expert shooter, now you can experience the Shoot Point Blank difference and see for yourself why so many people are talking about Shoot Point Blank.
I can tell you, I was impressed as soon as I walked through the door. The employees were really helpful, very patient, and knowledgeable, too.
My wife and I had a wonderful experience. We felt very comfortable and informed.
Brett was very friendly and respectful, and he answered all my questions. Because I'm new to pistols, I'm grateful he was patient and helped me decide what to buy for my new firearm.
For a huge selection of new and used firearms, ammo, and state-of-the-art indoor shooting range, visit them in Hodgkins, Mokina, Naperville, or Merrillville. Or check out shootpointblank.com. Experience the difference. Shoot Point Blank.
Got a great night's sleep last night, all thanks to MyPillow. The patented foam conforms to your neck and back to give you the best sleep, regardless of your sleep position, if you're on your back or your side. And what I love about MyPillow, I'm resting my head on something every night that's made in America. American labor. Our good friend Mike Lindell is the one who created it, and he believes in his product so much that there's a 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. And right now, the 4-pack is still on. What's the 4-pack? Not Dan Proft's abs. Oh, no, that's not even a 2-pack right now. Hey, am I fat shaming you?
Still have about a month till bikini season.
Right, that's right, because you have to put on your mankini so a tuba doesn't follow you around. So right now, get the 4-pack on the MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com. What's the 4-pack? 2 premium MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows. 50% off. Use the promo code Amy. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code Amy, or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. Tell them Amy sent you.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I had this crazy thing happen with my eyesight. I went back to get my contact lenses done, and my optometrist, and I'm 46, he said, "This is really weird, but your eyesight is better." I'm like, I can't believe it, but I think it's these vitamins I'm taking.
I'm a huge believer in the product. I've tried lots of stuff, and this is the only real thing that I've ever, because of all these comparisons with all the other stuff I've had, this is by far the best thing, and consistently.
We're so healthy now on the Balance of Nature. There's no words to say how well it works.
Doing good on it, really. I'm feeling my skin is softer, and I feel good.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and next week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text RADIO to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text in the next 10 minutes and you'll also receive a free copy of Than's Money for Deals Guide. Text RADIO to 82,000. That's radio to 82,000.
If you have pain, listen up. Dennis Prager here. You don't need to live in pain. Let me repeat that. You don't have to live in pain. Chronic pain is the worst, whether it's from an accident or pain that just develops. So, Chicagoland, you're in luck. Dr. Ken Candido is one of the nation's most respected and successful pain doctors. He's been voted one of Chicago's best pain doctors several times. Bottom line, he's the pain doctor you need. Dr. Candido of Chicago Anesthesia and Pain Specialists will help you get off pain medication and all of its side effects. How? By finding the source of your chronic pain and fixing it.
This is Ken Candido of Chicago Anesthesia Pain Specialists. Let's make you pain-free.
Call Dr. Ken Candido and make an appointment with a cutting-edge, respected, and successful pain physician. Go to mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com. Thousands have been helped with their chronic pain, and you can be the next one. Get the phone number and all the info you need at mypainchicago.com.
Varicose and spider veins. Wow, what a gift from my mom. She had them, I got them, and not only are they uncomfortable and sometimes painful, but I stopped wearing skirts and shorts because I was embarrassed and I really hated the way my legs looked. When my kids asked me, "What are those things on your legs?" I was done. I finally went to Vein Clinics of America. The procedure took about an hour and I was right back to work. What they're doing with lasers these days is unbelievable. The staff made me feel so comfortable, and the results, well, even my husband has noticed. Vein Clinics of America has been treating vein disease for over 35 years. They're the largest and most experienced in the U.S. Look, I've been doing the commercials for Vein Clinics for years because I really believe in them, and you can trust them too. The best part, my insurance covered the procedure, so stop hiding your legs. Call Vein Clinics of America right now for your free consultation. 800-226-2992. 800-226-2992. That's 800-226-2992.
Just because you're in pain doesn't mean you have to stay in pain. If you're suffering from backaches and arthritis, safe, soothing, odorless Topricin Pain Relief Cream is for you. Topricin, that's Topricin, will also help your everyday aches and pains, joint pain, muscle cramping, carpal tunnel, and much more. For over 25 years, Topricin has been helping people just like you feel better. With 11 natural biomedicines, patented Topricin Pain Relief Cream targets the underlying inflammation that causes pain and discomfort. We don't just mask pain like the competition. We actually help bring real relief. Topricin is so sure you'll find our products beneficial, we're offering a 100% money-back guarantee. Topricin Pain Relief Cream is available at CVS, Whole Foods, Vitamin Shop, Myers, Harmon's, Wegmans, Kinney Drugs, and at thousands of independent pharmacies and natural markets. Pay them a visit and ask for Topricin by name. Pain-free, live-free. Topricin. Rub it in.
AM 560, The Answer.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to Ma and me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up...
You know how the rest of it
got
goes.
hard,
Dan
but
and Amy and Sue could be one of the more popular names that could make a comeback. I don't know if Sue is ascendant, but in this era of gender-neutral baby names...
Oh, do you have a list for me?
Thanks to Johnny Cash, Sue would perhaps qualify. This is from the AP. Gender-neutral baby names are on the rise, whether Royal, Charlie or Salem, Skylar, Justice, or Oakley. Oakley. Unisex names are for babies are on the rise among parents more willing than ever to permanently scar their kids.
Well, Pat could go both ways.
It's Pat. Yeah, that's the obvious one. Yeah, that's the classic.
That's from the Saturday Night Live skit.
No, I know.
When no one knew if Pat was a boy or if Pat was a girl.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Lori Kinkler befuddled psychologist in San Antonio, says, we chose a gender-neutral name, Riley, for my daughter. We knew her sex, but gender is fluid and yet to be determined.
Oh, please.
I feel like she has options and knows she'll be accepted by us no matter what. Riley is 3, and I assume they'll be mutilating her very shortly.
Well, is Riley dressing as a boy or a girl?
No, I don't know. Pamela Redmond Satan? Oh, Satron. Co-writer of the baby name Bible and cool names for babies. Sure, of course. She's the interest says the interest in embracing potential gender fluidity is an important reason, but it's not the only reason. In fact, a lot of people are choosing unisex names because they think they're cool or they're meaningful to themselves, but they raise their kids in a very gender-specific way. Oh, you mean like boys and girls? Is that what you mean by gender-specific? Oh, boy. But we're winning. We're winning. Biology is just a choice, like everything else.
Thanks so much for those who came out last night to watch the debate between Dan Proft and Donna Brazile.
Yes, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
a great crowd. And thanks to Justin Kosick, our technical producer, our associate producer, Quinn McCarthy, and our executive producer, Keith Conrad, who worked so hard today. And we'll see you back here Monday morning at 5 a.m. Go Loyola Ramblers. Right, Mike?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Yes.
Just as long as they don't beat Michigan, that's fine.
Come on. Sister Jean is going to make you do 5 Hail Marys for saying that.
Yes, he is. One person is injured, 2 others hurt in an Aurora shootout. We'll have details on that development, as well as a traffic story developing around that situation with Jim Telemonte. Columbus Dry Bridge closes today for repairs, too. WIND Chicago News Time, 9 o'clock.